gold trim, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada by way of Louisville, Kentucky. He weighed in at a ready 228 pounds. His record includes 34 victories, 9 defeats, 27 wins by way of knockout. Welcome the former WBA heavyweight champion of the world, Greg Page. And his opponent across the ring, on my right, fighting out of the blue corner in this 10-round featured bout. He enters the ring attired in white trunks with red trim. He is originally from St. Catherine, Jamaica, now fighting out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. With a weight of 239 pounds, his record includes 25 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, with 18 wins by way of knockout. Welcome the number 3 ranked heavyweight in the world by the WBC, the hard-hitting Donovan Razor Ruddock. Once again, here's your referee in charge, Joe Cortez.
All right, Razor, come over here. All right, gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room. I want a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Any rough tactics, I must start taking some points away. I don't want to start doing that, you hear? Shake hands, protect yourself at all times. Good luck. Forget it, buddy.
All right, let's see if we can get past the second round in this one. Razor Ruddock and this man, Greg Page. Page said to Ruddock, you rant and rave about what happened with Mike Tyson. You got your tail kicked twice. Ruddock shot back with, if Mike Tyson couldn't take me out with a broken jaw, you've got something to worry about, Greg Page. Round 1. Let's see what happened. A left hand there by Ruddock that missed. And a hard left hook there by Razor Ruddock that was shielded.
I got it. Bring it.
Well, for openers, you can see that Page is really in shape for the first time in a very long time.
His last fight, November 29th, stopping a fighter named Joey Christian in the first round here in Las Vegas. Ruddock, a slugger, outstanding left hand. Some call it the best left in the world of boxing. They call it the smash. Will we see more of Ruddock's right?
Well, right now what's absent is Ruddock's jab, which is what Floyd Patterson was trying to teach him. You see, he's trying an uppercut without a jab in front of him. Now, that's absolutely opposite to what Floyd Patterson is teaching him.
Well, Ferdy, the rumor prior to the first fight with Tyson was that Ruddock injured the right hand while training. Ruddock denies that vehemently. He just missed with the right. Page looking to come back, and Ruddock got nailed. But Ruddock comes right back. It didn't even faze him.
Well, it phased him, but it didn't drop him. I mean, he certainly felt it.
Now a combination by Ruddock.
Ruddock showing no attempt at boxing style, but is just lumbering forth with his heaviest punches. Certainly not a designed fight, but a brawl.
Ruddock said he was using the right hand to guard his jaw in the second fight. Obviously didn't guard it well enough because Tyson broke it.
Keep on.
Page said he was unimpressed with Razor Ruddock in the 2 fights, although he gave him a lot of credit for fighting a good portion of that fight with the busted jaw.
After all, Page was over 40 rounds. Oh, nice uppercut by Razor Ruddock, and then he gets wild.
Misses with a furious left, sending Page back into the ropes.
Page has achieved a moment where he's known, hey, I can go down from this guy. The look on his face was, oh, that hurt.
A very groggy look in the eyes of Greg Page, looked unsteady.
But once again, Razor Ruddock too anxious to satisfy, too anxious to get this guy out of here. Floyd's got a lot of work to do on him. He has yet to throw a good jab. He has yet to position his legs right.
Solid left hands and now a right by Ruddock.
Now, Page can't take too much of that. Those are right on the button, and if there's a man in the heavyweight division can punch, it's Donovan Razor Ruddock.
Time called by Joe Cortez. He sends Ruddock to the neutral corner.
That's for the protector, I think. Yeah, he had taken the mouthpiece out. It dropped out of Greg Page. Page back, not using his boxing skills, trying to punch with Razor Ruddock, which is really silly on his part. He should be bouncing around trying to avoid this.
Must have seemed like an endless first round for Page.
Mouthpiece. Here's the grease. Here's the grease. Take it easy, guys.
Listen, do you hear me? Be very calm and listen to what I'm telling you. You're making an easy fight a hard fight. Just use your jab. Keep your jab in his face all the time. And anything you do behind the jab, whether it's a right hand or left hook, will land. Okay, keep your jab in his face. And throw the right hand right behind the jab. All right? Now, are you listening?
Give him the stick.
Stop trying so hard. You're trying to knock him out. Just try to outpoint him. Try to outpoint him. You stand a much chance of knocking him out. Try to outpoint him.
Let's take a look at that hard Ruddock left that almost ended this fight. Right on the button, and you can see Greg Page's reaction. Whoop, that hurt.
Round 2, Floyd Patterson with good advice to Razor Ruddock. Don't try to end it on one punch. He says this is a very dangerous fight, Floyd told us, because Page will desperately try to do anything to win.
But in the corner, he said, this is an easy fight. You're making it hard. And that is exactly correct. And he did not throw a jab. He threw one to begin this round. Let's see how he follows Floyd's advice. It's going to take months to build up a team between Floyd Patterson and Razor Ruddock. Right up there, he led with a hook. He did not lead with a jab.
He told us he thought Page was at the end of the rope, do-or-die situation, of which, of course, Page denied vehemently. Page with body shots. Now he goes upstairs, but not having much effect on Ruddock. Floyd Patterson made Ruddock watch films of Page when Page was at his peak, at his very best. Page, despite all his trials and tribulations, has always been a good boxer, moves well, and has thrown good punches in the past.
Well, you couldn't tell it by his performance today because he's standing right in front of him and not boxing, which is the one thing that he brings to this, a superior boxing skill, which could have eroded through his many ups and downs. Nice combination by Page, but everything else is missed up to them.
Page with an uppercut that tagged the chin of Razor Ruddock.
Nice inside uppercut.
A hard left by Ruddock. Page just opened himself up for that one midway through the second.
And Ruddock is back to just fighting. Oh, what a shot!
An uppercut by Ruddock. Now he's trying to finish Page off, but Page stays right in there. Those shots are snapping Page's head back.
And not a jab to be found. This is just pure warfare.
Ruddock just digging in with uppercuts. And uppercuts that are landing.
You have to attribute the conditioning of Greg Page to be able to stand all this because he's getting hammered by a man who can punch.
He told us he felt he is in the best shape of his life. He said he couldn't be more prepared for this fight. I've been waiting for this for a year, he said. Combination by Ruddock, though.
Ruddock is still standing with his feet together when he throws punches. He's so far out of balance.
And Ruddock was off balance there.
Floyd Patterson must be thinking, boy, I got a lot of work to do here.
Ruddock continues to be confused with footwork.
He's so overpowered. He's so large. He's so athletically talented that he can land hooks without a jab, but that's not the way it is.
Floyd Patterson said that the times that Ruddock was knocked down by Tyson was because of the fact that he was not balanced. As we head for the bell.
Don't try to slug so much. Here you go. Hear me, Greg? Don't slug so much now, all right? Start going in and out. Post this down on him, all right?
Keep him up, you hear?
Hear me, Greg? You're doing good, man. Face like shit, man. But Jerry, face like shit. Left jabs and start going in and out on him, all right? Left jab. Don't try to slug. Calm yourself down a little bit. He does what's his hook,
Uppercuts won this round, and uppercuts are where getting Greg Page in trouble. he's beginning to hear bees. Now, here's another one. Here's another different uppercut. But watch the beauty with which he throws his inside, with which Ruddock pays us right there, right at the angle of the jaw. That hurts.
We've already seen more of Razor Ruddock's right hand in 2 rounds than we saw in 2 fights with Mike Tyson. Round 3.
And Floyd thought you're making an easy fight hard. Sticks with you. He's making this a fight for no reason at all.
Despite the punishment, Page dancing around, looking very proud. Meanwhile, continues to be stalked by Ruddock. Ruddock, who looks in great shape.
Again, the uppercut.
And a left by Ruddock in that flurry. That sent Page back. Page continues to open up his face. It is like target practice for Ruddock.
The unorthodoxy of Ruddock's style. He's throwing hooks. Look at these uppercuts he's throwing without any preparation. No attempt at the jab. This is the 3rd round without jab.
Folks, if you came to see pure boxing, you didn't come to the right place. This is slug mania.
A little trickle of blood from the mouthpiece of Razor Ruddock. Unofficially, he's won both the first 2 rounds, but Page is still bouncing on his feet.
Yeah, that's the interesting aspect here.
Greg Page in the best condition I've seen him for years.
But he better watch out. He's going to get nailed by one of those uppercuts if he's not careful.
Page's fight is to hang in here and let this guy get tired from these big bombs he's throwing. You can't throw punches like that for 10 rounds.
Yeah, you got to wonder about the accumulation by Razor Ruddock. Ruddock, of course, stayed in there against Tyson for 12 rounds. Tyson throwing bombs. Ruddock had a broken jaw. So you wonder.
Well, but in that fight, he was receiving most of the time. Here, he's throwing. He slowed down. He's slowed down a great deal in the 3rd round.
Well, the first 2 rounds were frantic. Mostly from Ruddock's side. And you got to believe that Ruddock is a little worn out as a result.
Well, Greg Page is not. Greg Page has been receiving the punishment, and he looks the fresher of the 2 right now. It's only the 3rd round. Hard to tell, but these are huge guys. Sometimes they wear out in a hurry.
The latest odds, Page, a 10-to-1 underdog. Final seconds, round 3.
Again, that inside uppercut. Twice that inside uppercut. Greg Page does again the inside uppercut.
How do you feel? Right? You know why? Because what I told you, you're trying to knock the guy out. I told you, don't try to knock him out. Just try to outpoint him. You're trying too hard. You're making your body stiff. Everything is tight. That's why you're so tired. Now go out there, use your left jab, move around, and be very, very loose. Stop trying to knock him out. Just try to outpoint him. I want to hold behind the head. Hold the head. Just try to outpoint him. Then the fight ain't fight. For him to
Take a swallow.
Come on, let's go. Left jab. Keep stepping around and move around him now. Keep stepping. 10 seconds, let's go. All right? Come on, let's go. Move around, Greg. In and out. Let's go. I want to see it.
Let's see if Razor Ruddock takes Floyd Patterson's advice and uses the jab more.
In that exchange, if you heard it, Floyd committed a no-no. He said, you're tired. It's only the 3rd round. You'd never put that in a fighter's mouth. Never. It's the 4th round coming up, but he had just fought 3 rounds, and he told him he's tired.
A left by Page that snapped Ruddock's head back. Another short push left by Page, and Page trying to bounce back.
Page got the better of that exchange. Well-landed punches by Page. An excellent rally.
Page loading up with the right.
Come on, we're going again. Come on. We're going again. Come on, your hands are free. Come on.
Up until now, it's been all Razor Ruddock. And Page trying to turn things around.
And it looks like Razor Ruddock has decided to take a vacation for this round. He's certainly not attacking with the same strength and brio of the first two assaults, and the third slowing down.
Razor Ruddock's first fight since the successive losses to Mike Tyson. His stock actually going up, though, after two defeats. Ruddock continues to bleed from the mouth.
That started in the last round. He's been getting hit right in the face. I mean, Greg Page has scored well and often this round because for the first time he's boxing.
Past the midway mark of round 4. Crisp left by Ruddock. Ruddock looking to pin Page against the ropes.
And another thing that Floyd said, throw combinations when his back gets to the ropes. One at a time he's throwing.
Ruddock airing it out.
I gotta give Greg Page credit. He's game and he's up on his toes even after that hammering on the rope.
And similar to the fights against Tyson, Ruddock couldn't finish things off. He would get to a certain point and then just stop flat, Ferdy, remember?
Because he's punching one at a time. What Floyd told him was combinations when you get close to the rope and you hit him with everything, not just one loaded up punch.
And folks, this isn't Mike Tyson.
No. It's going to take a long time to educate Razor Ruddock into being a polished fighter, but he certainly has a lot of raw material, and what he's got is brute strength, huge body, and the ability to take a punch.
Patterson told us Ruddock is an extremely determined young man. The only other person he's ever seen like him was Rocky Marciano. That's high praise. But he's got to be more determined here against Greg Page if he wants a W.
Can you hear me? Let's try to do something entirely different, all right?
Give me that mid lip.
If you'll just concentrate on one thing, you can end this fight very fast. Concentrate on getting a left hook to the belly or a straight right. You get this guy to the belly and you'll kill him. I'm telling you, one shot and it's all over. A left hook or a right hand. The moment he hits the rope, bend and throw the right hand or throw.
And here's Greg Page's big moment as he hurts Ruddock and then takes him briefly to school in a series of flurry of punches in which he got much the better of it. Of course, the bad part of that, Ruddock came back. And of course, I thought Greg Page barely won that round. It's the first round that he won, but he is slowing down perceptibly, and Floyd Patterson told him, just try one thing, just one.
Left hook to the belly or a right hand. How about those?
But then he gave him two things, and that confused him.
Ruddock looking winded in that corner, too. Round 5.
Again and again, I come back to Angelo Dundee's wonderful dicta. Never tell a fighter he's tired. Never even suggest he's tired. A big shot right over the top by Greg Page.
Nice
Not
shot.
hard. Not hard, but right on target.
Got Ruddock's attention. Ruddock continues to bleed from the lower lip. Now, Page working the jab almost devilishly in the face of Ruddock.
He is doing what Floyd wants Ruddock to do. Control it with it right now. He's doing nothing. Ruddock is doing nothing. He's not even using his weight to tire out. He doesn't know how to lay that huge weight on a smaller man and tire him out. There's a lot of teaching to be done here, folks. A lot of teaching.
And perhaps Greg Page's experience gaining the upper hand now. 33 years old, former WBA heavyweight champ. Won the title in 1984 over Jerry Coetzee in South Africa. Lost the title on the very next fight. It's been all downhill from there. He's trying to climb back to the top. And he figures this is the best place to start against a quality opponent like Razor Ruddock.
Well, if he won here, no question about it, he'd be in the tall cotton.
Well, things have slowed down considerably after those frantic first few rounds.
And that is directly attributable to the fact that Ruddock has got to have another gas tank he can suck on because this one's dry.
Speaking of gas, Page told us when he was having his problems, I just filled up my car with transmission fluid and backed up. Tonight he hopes to change direction against Ruddock.
Again, a long hook that gets Greg Page in trouble.
Page a little staggered.
That long hook landed, and it just shorted things out for a second.
Page dancing away to keep his distance. Perhaps sensing trouble. As the sweat cascades down over our heads from the ring.
Ruddock senses he's got him on the way to go, but lets him off the hook. Just when it looks like he's leaning toward the canvas, you let him get tied up. Oh!
Blistering left by Razor Ruddock.
And now Page in deep trouble.
Thunderous shot by Ruddock.
What he's bouncing on, I don't know, because that's just reflexes, because he is in trouble. His eyes did a number just then. Ruddock on a comeback cross hard right now.
Greg Page showing a lot of heart, though, taking a lot of punishment, withstanding it.
Instead of a wide open attack, Ruddock goes and ties him up. See, that's the stuff they're going to work on.
Don't give up on me now. All right? Come on now. Come on, stay down off your feet and use that hard left jab, bro. Suck it up. Come on, your feet. You hear me? Stay down off your feet. Stop moving around and start pumping that jab, man. Got to work. What you dancing for? Huh? What you dancing for? Huh? You ain't going to camp, did you? Come on now. What you going to here for? You start dancing, that hook will catch your ass. Ain't it?
Let's take a look at what got Greg Page in trouble. A left-hander landed. See that wild overhand, but just on time. Look at the way he's collapsing. Look at the way Greg Page is recovering. Now later, after you let him off the hook again, here he comes again. Watch this shot. Oh, that's enough to knock anybody out. I don't know what's keeping Greg Page up. I don't know what it is, except that Ruddock is merciful and keeps giving him a parole.
And we headed to round 6. Ruddock slow and coming out of his corner. Page is eager to get it on.
And strange advice from the corner of Page. Don't give up on us now. Don't give up. As if they're so used to his in-and-out fights that he would give up.
So much of it is mental, psychological, aside from the physical end.
Well, the reason Patterson compared him to Marciano is Marciano didn't have any boxing talent. All he had was this enormous strength and desire, and that's why he compared him that way. He says this guy's a Marciano. He's got huge strength, but no boxing talent. He's got to come into knowing how to box. And what we're seeing, he's disregarded everything Floyd said. He's fighting like the old Razor Ruddock. Once the bell rang, he went right back to being the old Razor Ruddock.
Ruddock, like Marciano, not a finesse fighter, yet he never stopped trying, I'll say that. But he has not taken the advice of Floyd Patterson. A whole bunch of things Patterson has told him, and he has not adhered to it.
And in all fairness, you really, really can't teach a guy in a few months. That's about a year's worth of work in the gym where you're working and becomes rote. And he has to work it out in a series of small fights where he can get what he wants inside the gym.
Well, we asked Greg Page about that yesterday. He said you can't teach an old dog new tricks. And he may have been right here.
You can teach a guy how to jab. And if this big guy ever jabs, watch out.
We really haven't seen any of the jab by Razor Ruddock.
Right now, another vacation round. These things seem to just be like summer storms. They're just nice and quiet, and all of a sudden the thunder boils out of Razor Ruddock's punch.
Ruddock looking for the reserve from his gas tank, looking to reach back, but now he's just leaning on Greg Page. And Page may be in better physical condition.
He is in great condition for the beating he's taken. He's fresh.
Now you got to wonder what Ruddock has left in those punches.
Well, he's resting now. He's taking a cruise right now. Apparently willing to just give this guy this round to rest and then get his muscles all back to having the fuel they need to shoot.
And unspirited round 6. So far uneventful. The first couple of rounds were wild, favoring Razor Ruddock. Page came back a little bit. There's a left uppercut by Ruddock.
He's infallible with that uppercut. I don't know why he doesn't throw it more. He's just catching Page over and over and over again. Well, this is a vacation round for Ruddock and a gift for Greg Page, who did more fighting and won that round on my scorecard. Unofficial, of course.
I've been saying it for the last 3 rounds, and I'm still going to say it. All you have to do is catch the jab with 1 shot in the body, and it's all over. That's all. But you have to throw 1 shot to the body. When you get him up against the rope, it's been
We're fighting, man. I told him already. Come on, man. I wanted you holding. Give me 3 fights. Give me 3 fights.
Listen, bend and throw the right hand to the body. The moment he gets up against the ropes, all right? Okay? Just bend and throw the right hand to the right. Get that pace up. He's tired, man. Come on now. Rub them legs out. Come on, baby. Okay, let's go, guys. Come on, let's go. Come on. Come on, let's go. Get the water.
You heard a very frustrated Floyd Patterson. I've been telling you for 3 rounds. 1 shot to the belly will do it. Meanwhile, Page's corner acknowledging that Ruddock is tired.
According to what we saw in the previous fights with Tyson, he rests around, and then that gives him wonderful recuperative powers. But he does take a whole round off. I mean, the entire round. Then he seems to be refreshed, and he comes back hard. He certainly started this one hard. Another great uppercut from Donovan.
But he continues to go to the head, not going to the body like Floyd Patterson told him. Again to the head, the right cross by Ruddock. And Ruddock resting on the shoulders of Page.
And Greg Page, in spite of what the Sharpie said, 11-0 under, 11-1. There's a good hard shot.
Ruddock trying to finish him off. Combination. Page into the rope. Getting destroyed. Being smothered. But now a little head movement and he gets out of there. Again, Ruddock can't punish him off.
And still no punishment to the body. A good hard body shot could collapse him right now. And that's what Floyd's trying to tell him.
Page just looked over to his corner and said he's okay. We'll see.
He's okay, but not feeling good. That was pure boxing skill on the part of Greg Page to get out of that.
Great head movement. And he slithered away from that blitz by Ruddock. Now time called by Joe Cortez.
Oh, that was a bad timeout. That was not a good timeout.
Untimely time.
Come on, Walker. Save this round. Save this round. Come on. Get him out. Come on.
And round 7 rages on.
A welcome rest for Greg Page, who was starting to look for a place to lay down because he is getting hammered. Big round for Razor Ruddock.
Oh, what a left hand! The smash by Razor Ruddock.
Page trying to fight back, trying to keep him off. His punches have nothing, but they are discombobulating Razor Ruddock's timing.
Ruddock strictly going to the head.
Ruddock doesn't know how to force him to the ropes, out-muscle him, outweigh him, tire him out. He's just pure arm punching.
Page trying to take advantage of that wild miss by Ruddock, but no damage.
Well, he started to say, in spite of what the wise guy said about Greg Page, he's in here, and he's been in here every round. He's taken some shots I did not think Greg Page could take. More credit to Greg Page. He came in here in good shape, and he came in here to brawl, and it's still up in the air.
Page showing an amazing chin. Final seconds, round 7. I mean, those are explosive shots being administered by Razor Ruddock. Page finishing strong.
Come on, you're running like never a hard fight. Bring yourself out of it now. Get yourself together.
Right down real good.
Come on, rub them legs. Come on. Come on. Come on, Rick. Come on. Come on.
were conditioning and skill. There goes the mouthpiece, and he is hammered. Now, you see the inexperience of Razor Ruddock. He's just throwing from left field. He's not trying to get close. He's not trying to take an aim. Let's take a look at it a little bit closer. Watch Razor's reaction when he gets him in trouble. See, there's his shot. Now, Razor comes on and just throws anything he's got. He doesn't try to get close enough. That's inexperience. That's lack of boxing skill.
And Page had the presence of mind to get out of trouble. And we headed to round 8, scheduled for 10.
First shot gets somebody's mouthpiece out of his mouth. Both guys have their mouth open, and the mouthpiece can go out of both men with a good shot. Again, time is called.
That's a sign that they're both tired, and Joe Cortez, for the 3rd time, calling time.
Well, at least it's at the beginning of the round where he can take a little bit more rest. All right, turn around or else expect the worst.
They keep telling Page he's tired, he's tired. Page told us he'll be in no rush tonight. You won't see anything flashy. He'll just take it one round at a time, and that's exactly what he's been doing.
And he's kept it close. Unofficially, I got it 68-65, although there have been these rounds that look like any moment it was going to be curtains, but skillfully, using his boxing knowledge, Greg Page has gotten out of it, and I attribute that to great conditioning and possibly determination. That which has been lacking in his career.
Page, a 13-year pro, the former champ, 34-9, 27 knockouts. Ruddock rated number 3 by the WBC. A record of 25-3-1, 18 knockouts.
Ruddock without even the hint of a jab. When they square off, or he should be popping that jab off, he waits for Greg Page's charge rather than getting off first. Sign of a weary man, an arm-weary man who's been punching with too much desire to knock out rather than to score. Crowd slowly getting into the underdog's corner.
Yes.
Slowly getting into Greg Page, admiring the job he's done to withstand these heavy charges by Razor Ruddock.
The crowd was all for Ruddock when he came into the ring. There wasn't much reaction for Greg Page, and it's beginning to turn now. A glancing left.
Except for those moments when he gets Page in trouble, you could characterize Razor Ruddock's efforts for the last few rounds as lackluster. He doesn't have any shine. He doesn't have any brio, any energy. He's just there. And when he musters up enough energy for a charge, he tries to put away Greg Page, and if he doesn't do it, then he's out of gas again.
Page with body shots now going upstairs. And the crowd again behind Page.
And Page's legs are amazing. He is bouncing up and down in spite of those shots he's taken. He can now turn on the boxing expertise in his legs and really take all these rounds because Razor Ruddock's immobile.
Page looks like he's got a new tank. New tank of gas.
Razor Ruddock looks like it's hurting him to get his legs across the ring. He's stumbling forward. There he goes.
There's the smash. The right. Combination. Ruddock looking to end it again. Can he do it this time? And Page is against the ropes. He is in trouble. And the bell sounds. Oh, brother. He is out on his feet. Can he even make it? Come on.
Let's listen.
Come on, he's all right.
That's it. Cortez is saying that's it. Joe Cortez is saying that's it.
Yes, it is all over. Razor Ruddock victorious over Greg Page.
And once again, we have one of those instances where just by a shade, you didn't know whether Joe Cortez was going to step in or not because he was hammered on the ropes. He's obviously out on his feet, yet he was sliding on the ropes. You know, that bell saved him, but it really didn't save him because he was out. He couldn't get to his corner under his own locomotion. Let's take a look at it from different angles. I think we will see the strength and the brute force that Razor Ruddock was husbanding up apparently because he was doing nothing between these things. Now let's watch this. Great hook. Stomach shot, great hook again. Uppercut, another hook, and that one was hard. That one collapsed him. Some of these are missing, but most of them are right on the jaw. Now that one, he starts to slide. The referee looks like he's going to come in, but he doesn't. Razor Ruddock has got open target on a guy that's almost unconscious, and there's the referee step, but he stepped in because the bell sounded. The bell sounded. Now let's take another look at it from a different viewpoint. You can see the effect of these blows. No question about it. They were hard, hammering shots. Oh, he's out there. He's out. You can see the way the head went. He's now fighting just on reflexes, and he will not remember any of this. He's completely out. As he went to finish him, the bell sounded right about here when the right hand went, and that's when the bell had already sounded. I mean, no question about it. I mean, there's no question about that. I mean, Steve, the way he reacted to about the middle of these punches, you knew he was out on his feet. It's just reflexes and condition that kept him up.
Razor Ruddock unleashing the onslaught here at the end of round 8. And it was no contest for Greg Page. Joe Cortez could have had an opportunity to step in right there, but I think he knew it was coming to the end of the round.
I think the action was fast and furious, and it looked like he was going to slide down anyway. So he really could have avoided those last couple of shots, but that is really just a judgment call. I wouldn't get excited about that.
Well, probably one of those good news, bad news nights for Razor Ruddock. They're going to go back to the drawing board with Floyd Patterson, I'm sure, on technique, but he does come up with the victory. Let's get the official call. Our ring announcer, Jimmy Lennon Jr., standing by.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout has been stopped at the end of round number 8. Referee in charge, Joe Cortez, stops the contest. The winner by way of technical knockout, Donovan Razor Ruddock.
So there's the announcement. Razor Ruddock with a record of 26-3-1, 19 knockouts. Greg Page, fortunately, okay now after taking a beating administered by Donovan Razor Ruddock at the end of round 8. He was finally able to put the former champion away. Here it is once again as he bounces off the ropes. Watch the eyes of Greg Page right here. Oh, up into the stratosphere, and you knew right then and there this thing was over. But tremendous courage being displayed by Greg Page, just hanging in there, as Bertie said, perhaps on instinct alone, but still, he's still up there. He was trying to adjust his mouthpiece, you notice, trying to make it all the way back to his corner. Joe Cortez giving him every benefit of the doubt here. And the corner people have to come over to help him. He actually never made it to the stool. Before he sat down, you could see Cortez starting to wave it off, and there he polishes it off. A very, very courageous effort by Greg Page. You got to give him a lot of credit against those bone-rattling shots by Donovan Razor Ruddock. And you got to believe he's got a lot more respect now for Ruddock than he had before the fight. Well, Razor Ruddock bouncing back from the back-to-back losses to Mike Tyson against former champions. He has beaten everybody with the exception of Tyson. And now you can add the name Greg Page to the list. A record of 4 up, 2 down in that category. Razor Ruddock, who is standing by right now with our Bertie Pacheco. Bertie?
Well, if that was your first class under the master Floyd Patterson here, you disregarded most of the lessons. I didn't see a jab.
Well, you know, we've been off for 8 months, and I know it was going to play a toll in the fight because the ring rust after fighting Tyson, we haven't fought in 8 months, and I know that Greg Page was up for this fight. He came in shape, and I knew that he was going to be in there. I had to hit him hard and hard and hard. But I have to give a lot of credit to my new trainer, Floyd Patterson, because he's been working with me. Maybe I didn't listen to most of the things, but I was a little tired in here because of the ring rust. I like to say, I want the world to know Murad Muhammad is my promoter, not Don King, okay? We don't have no ties with Don King, just Murad Muhammad. We're going to be fighting every 6 weeks. Keep in shape.
I hope it's every 6 months for your sake. Or I don't think Floyd's heart can stand it every 6 weeks. Let's make it every 6 months.
You know, I have to give a lot of credit to Greg Page because, you know, Tyson's out of the picture, unfortunately. And I feel a little sympathetic toward Mike Tyson because of the situation he got himself into. He was a great champion. It's a bad situation he got himself in, but I have to give myself
and also Greg Page a lot of credit.
I think Greg Page deserves an extreme amount of
I
credit.
deserve a lot more too. Because I finished the fight.
Yes, you did, but he's at the end of his rope. He trained real hard, and with the shots he took from you, almost nobody can take.
Well, that's true. That's true. You know, after Tyson out of the picture, they want to come back and make that $1 million payday. So they're gonna be up. They're gonna do anything that it takes to stay in there.
Right.
He didn't want to raise a Ruddock.
Let's talk to the
say
professor.
Hi to all the kids.
All right.
All my kids in Florida, and my wife also in Florida.
Let me get to the professor here. All right, you taught him a lot of things that you didn't see, but you told me it was going to take a long time.
Yes, I did. But there's one other thing I'd like to say, which I told him this afternoon. He can verify it. I told him, don't try to knock this guy out. Look for a very hard fight. Go in there and just throw punches, try to outpoint him, and you'll stand a much better chance of knocking him out. Because if you try to knock him out, you're going to get very tired. You're going to tighten up and get very tired. That's exactly what happened.
We heard you tell him to get tired. We heard you say don't make a hard fight out of an easy fight.
Right. Use your left jab and
but that, all right, will that come with time, Floyd?
Yeah, it will.
Beg pardon?
Will it come with time? Will he learn these?
It will come with time. It's just a matter of repetition over and over again. It will eventually become a part of it.
All right. Knowing everything we know, he's coming back from 8 months. You've just started teaching him. What do you see? Were you satisfied with what you saw?
Yes, I was satisfied with what I saw, because the one thing I did say that he had that stands out more than anything else is determination, and I think he showed that tonight.
All right, congratulations to you, Floyd, for a good performance and putting him on, and more to you because you did it all.
I'd like to thank you for the picture you painted in my house.
I don't need a commercial.
No, I'm giving it to you. Well, listen to me. The picture you gave to me is a masterpiece. After you finish, it's going to be a picture call.
All right, back to Steve Albert at ringside.
I wonder if any of them can live up to what we just saw.
Or would know much about Cyrano de Bergerac, a cruiserweight contender from the Bordeaux region, we suspect. All right, tail of the tape now as we get ready for Hasim Rahman against Oleg Maskaev. And you can see that both guys are in the prime of their careers. Half-inch height advantage for Maskaev, 3-inch reach advantage for Rahman, who likes to get his jab going and work behind it the way he did for the first 8 rounds so successfully against Tua. They're both in that 234, 235, 236 region. Rules of the bout with our unofficial ringside scorer, Harold Letterman.
Jim, there's something interesting we wanted to point out. If the new majority scoring system that they're using tonight would have been used in the first Evander Holyfield, Lennox Lewis fight in New York, Lennox Lewis would have won the fight 115, 113, 7 rounds to 5, because they take the winner of the round is determined by a majority of the judges' scores in each round, and an odd score is thrown out, and Lewis would have won. Back to you, Jim.
Interesting stuff. Thank you, Harold. And now let's ready to welcome Oleg Maskaev into the ring. Born and raised in Kazakhstan, runner-up in the World Championship in 1992, couldn't go to the Barcelona Olympics because of a stomach virus. They wanted him to stay in Kazakhstan and go back to the Olympics in '96, but he elected to leave, and he is now, as the result of that, a fugitive from justice in Kazakhstan.
We'll see tonight whether he is a fugitive from the heavyweight division. Big, strong man, raised on a farm, was a lieutenant in the Russian army and won 2 Soviet amateur championships, and as Jim said, is considered a deserter in his homeland.
And just as Rahman believes his loss to Tua was unjustified, so too Maskaev believes that he was getting the better of Tua before he got clocked, and saw the referee stop the fight in the 11th round, giving Tua a victory there.
Now here comes Hasim Rahman, and let us be the first to wish him happy 27th birthday. He's about 13 minutes into his 28th year.
And since he's from the Eastern Time Zone here in Baltimore, he arrives in the ring on his birthday. We're 15 minutes past midnight into November 7th.
Just to remind you of Rahman's interesting background, to put it mildly, he has 500 plus stitches on the left side of his face from an automobile accident. Comes from an educated family in Baltimore, brother in medical school, father was an engineer.
Good athlete, big man who's light on his feet, Hasim Rahman. Now let's go to Mark Barrow for the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Convention Center on the Boardwalk in Atlantic City, New Jersey, Cedric Kushner Promotions, in association with Bally's Park Place in Atlantic City, and Budweiser, the undisputed, undefeated king of beers, this Bud's for You presents the HBO Boxing After Dark main event of the evening, 10 rounds heavyweights. Your judges at ringside are, from Homedale, New Jersey, Deborah Barnes, from Newark, New Jersey, Gaetan Cheeks, and from New York City, George Colon. Your referee for this event, from Patterson, New Jersey, Eddie Cotton. Introducing now the principals first, in the blue corner to my right, wearing the blue trunks, weighing in at 236 pounds, his professional record, 17 wins, 2 defeats, 12 wins coming by way of knockout. He hails from Moscow, Russia, the #4 ranked heavyweight by the WBA, Oleg Maskaev. His opponent in the red corner, wearing the black trunks, weighing in at 234 pounds, with a professional record that reads 31 victories, 1 controversial loss, 26 wins coming by way of knockout. He hails from Baltimore, Maryland, the #6 ranked heavyweight in the world, according to the IBF, introducing Hasim the Rock Rahman. Rahman, 10 rounds heavyweights.
All right, boxers, obey my commands, protect yourself at all times. The cup is a little bit high, all this is good. This is all good scoring blow, okay? All right, let's touch gloves, have a good clean fight, let's go.
Rahman is a big, strong kid with potential, a work in progress. Maskaev will show us how much progress he has made.
Rahman also has a lot of natural talent.
Both of these guys may look to you like plotters, but both are quick and athletic, and both want to set up behind the jab and box. Rahman's handlers say they must find a way to take away Maskaev's jab and prevent him from developing a boxing rhythm. And Rock has promised us that he is evolving toward becoming a more aggressive right-hand puncher and therefore a more exciting fighter. But off the first 8 rounds against Tua and the brilliance of his performance there, you might not ask him to change a thing. Maskaev tries the left hook to the body. Rock countering with the left hook upstairs.
Yeah, Rock really looked good as a boxer against Tua. Showed a lot of patience, showed a good jab. He was very smart that night.
Blocked after the bell at the end of the 9th round. Wasn't given time to recover as he should have been. And that was critical to the outcome of the fight. Maskaev sticking his jab in Rahman's face. Rahman not able to get off to that solid rhythm he developed early on against Tua here.
out, get out, get out, get out.
Rahman trying to pound with the right hand. Misses over the top. Now whacks Maskaev with a left hook. Maskaev missing wildly with his own left.
Both of these guys are throwing some pretty big punches, but I don't think either one of them has really been known for his one-punch knockout power.
Well, they both set up with their weight on the back foot by and large.
Yeah, they do. They still are big enough to produce knockout punches. One-punch knockout punches.
Well, one good way to discourage a jab is to keep throwing that right hand out, and that's what Rahman is trying to do. He's already reddened Maskaev's face.
And a solid jab on the nose of Maskaev as round one comes to a close.
Good round, very good round. Leave it in, leave it in, leave it in. Very good round. Get your right foot to the side of you, okay? More speed. Keep your elbows in and don't reach. Right foot to the side, chin down. What I want you to do is kick off that right foot and use double jabs and rhythm change jabs. You hear me? What? Come on now, get your focus in it. Give some water. No pail, no water. Bob, you hear me? Okay. Pop the jab, be sharp.
Right in there. Just spit it right in there. Don't worry about it.
Pop your hands, be sharp. Change your angle. Give him that, hey, hey, come on. And snap your punch.
So you saw the CompuBox numbers that showed the edge to Rahman in jab effectiveness in round number one. Significant because both fighters want to set up and box behind the jab.
Both of these guys appear to be very physically strong guys. And they both have to have a good chance to have gone 11 rounds and 9 rounds with David Tua. Good jab by Maskaev.
Yeah, I think you're looking at two fighters with distinctly similar styles. I mean, they both want to do the same thing in pretty much the same way. Makes for a war of wills.
Maskaev is remembering to go to the body a little bit more, I think, than Rahman. But you're right. There's so much alike until it's unbelievable. Although I think Rahman has the edge in hand speed and agility.
Yeah, Rahman should be able to get there first, it appears. Maskaev blasts him out of there with a left to end the exchange.
Good right hand by Rahman.
Rahman looks quicker with the right hand, too. Maskaev seeming to telegraph just a little bit when he wants to come over the top.
This would seem to be a pretty good action fight for heavyweights if we hadn't seen the first.
You're right, Larry.
Well, you have to put this one second. If the other fight had been second, no one would have gone to sleep tonight. Rahman beginning to work his jab more frequently. And Maskaev beginning to reach just a little bit as he tries to go against that jab.
Rahman doing a little bit more body work now, which is smart.
Left hook lands inside for Maskaev. Momentarily stopping Rahman. Now here comes Hasim again, cracking to the body.
Rahman doing a real good job of defending Maskaev's right hand, too.
Hard right hand by Rahman to punctuate round number 1. And he all but told Maskaev he was going to throw it, too. Back up now. I need to hit you with the right hand. And now entering the ring is April Wilson, who is a KO model. That means she's represented by KO models right here in the Atlantic City area. And that is all we know about April.
Stay close and hook off that jab and shoot a right hand. And snatching when you shoot that hook, snatching. When you get real close and you're touching them with the jab, throw the right hand straight right down the 50-yard line with speed. And come back with a quick hook. Stay focused. Come on. Don't go to sleep on me in there, Rob. Discipline. Come on. All right, go. Thank you.
Round 3 begins. Hasim Rahman in the black trunks. Oleg Maskaev in the blue. 1 week short of Holyfield Lewis 2, and these are 2 heavyweights hoping to move up the contender ladder.
Maskaev thinks he has Rahman hurt a little bit from the right hand he landed, and he's coming in to try to press the advantage he thinks he has. I'm not sure that Rahman was hurt at all.
But it made for an exciting moment.
Rahman lands his right hand. Maskaev wants to trade rights with Rahman. He's willing to take Rahman's right for the chance to throw his own. He's made that clear. Rahman probably isn't going to abandon his structure quite that quickly. Left hook lands for Maskaev.
The reason he's landing that because after he threw the right hand, he noticed that Rahman was getting relaxed after the right hand came at him. So now he added the left hook, which was pretty smart.
Maskaev lives in Staten Island, trained for this fight at the legendary Gleason's Gym in New York. His trainer, Bob Jackson, would like to have taken him away to a traditional training camp in the Poconos, but Maskaev said, no, I have to be with my family in New York, and Jackson said, that's okay. He's a throwback in a lot of ways. They trade right hands, and Rahman backs Maskaev up.
Stop it. Get out. Come on.
Maskaev has started to land that jab a little bit, but so is Rahman now.
Yeah, Rahman should win this on his edge in quickness and agility. But he's got to be careful not to let Maskaev catch him with one big right-hand shot.
Well, Maskaev has already lured him into a slugfest, which is not the best thing for Rahman, I don't think.
No, he should be boxing.
Although I think he just hurt Maskaev.
Good job. Thank you.
In case you missed the premiere, we invite you to tune in for Howard Cosell Telling It Like It Is, a revealing look at the sportscaster who revolutionized his industry. Cosell's Tell It Like It Is persona has been frequently imitated, but in the minds of most, never duplicated. Follow Howard's career, from his days as an aspiring lawyer to his days as the most controversial sports broadcaster in history. Howard Cosell, still showing this month on HBO.
It's the only time he can nail you. Change your angles and get off. Sharpen your hands up. You got me? We got to start piling up on this guy now.
Let's go. What do I want? Double jab, straight. Kick off that right foot. And when you back him up with that jab, keep pressure on him with the jab. Shorten that right hand.
Roy, do you think Jefferson could handle fighters of this size and experience?
Most definitely.
You kidding me? Gets a chance to land his left hook. He'd have knocked them both out. Well,
I don't know.
Let's not get too ecstatic.
These guys are a little bit bigger, and they've proven that they have good chins, so I don't know.
And they have skills. Before we go to Letterman's scorecard, just let me say one thing. I told you they were similar. Through round 3, CompuBox numbers, they both threw 173 punches. Rahman landed 62, and Maskaev landed 65.
How closer can you get?
You can't get any closer than that. Harold, how do you have it scored?
Jim, I got it close. 29-28, 2 rounds to 1. Hasim Rahman. Jim, I thought he won the first 2 rounds. He really landed nice little jibs, and that good right hand that he just landed there, because Maskaev is just too straight up. Doesn't move his head at all. But Oleg come back in the 3rd round, I thought he outfought the Rock. So I got it real close, 2-1, Rahman.
And Rahman starting to let his right hand go a lot more frequently now. What, Larry?
I have it 2-1 for Maskaev.
So it's close. And Harold and Larry are 1 point apart on their cards, and it's starting to be a pretty entertaining fight. Maybe more entertaining than Rahman ought to allow it to be.
There you go. I was just about to say that, Jim. You may not want to hear this, and we don't want to see these type of fights on television always. We want to see a good fight, but Rahman can win this fight with a jab alone. He can make it a much easier fight for himself with a jab.
Sure could.
And a much smarter fight.
Instead, he's accepting Maskaev's invitation to trade big right-hand shots, and therefore making it possible for anything to happen.
That's right. Anything to happen, and it puts a little bit more wear and tear on you as a boxer to take that many punches.
But Rahman is aware and sensitive to the fact that he's been criticized for being too dull, too guarded in there, and he promised us he would be more exciting, and certainly he has been, and he takes a right-hand flush from Maskaev for his trouble.
Yeah, he's been much more exciting, but he's also been hit with with a lot more bigger punches than we've ever seen him hit with before.
Step back, nice job. I like that.
He usually does not get caught with these type of punches.
Get out, punch out, let's go, get out.
Not this frequently anyway.
No, it took David Tua several rounds to begin to land some of the kinds of shots that Rahman has taken from Maskaev frequently in the first 4 rounds here.
And the problem with that is that if Tua could have landed that big punch early in the fight, would that have been a problem?
Well, you know, I believe he's taking the right tack. He's trying to show that he can be a world-class fighter and a challenger for the championship, and he's got to take risks.
Yeah, I know you like to see those risks taken.
No?
He sure does.
Look at me, relax.
Raise,
Double rinse.
Raise, breathe.
Swallow this one.
Breathe.
Swallow.
Breathe.
Bob.
Breathe.
The jab is working, but you got to keep it coming, okay? Double on it and step up. Stop that. You're reaching. I know he did. Listen, look, let's worry about the fight. Come here, stay with me. Work behind the jab. I want the jab low, and I want you to stay low. Okay. Stay low with the jab, and I only want straight right hands and left hook.
Let me
stay right on him with the jab.
Take him out.
Oleg, breathe. Breathe, Oleg. Let's go, second out.
Bout is scheduled for 10 rounds.
Go.
Letterman giving the last card to Rahman.
Wipe the corner up. Don't wipe the corner up.
These rounds are close to even and difficult to score.
Good jab by Rahman.
Rock has an unusually wide stance, Roy. Does that limit his chance to be a power puncher?
No, it doesn't. It should make it better because he should be able to get more leverage like this. That's why you spread the legs wide. Look at Tommy Hearns. He kept his legs wide apart because he could get good leverage like that.
Right hand lands for Maskaev. Rahman now landing his left hook.
I think Rahman thinks that he hurt Maskaev.
Yeah, I think he believes he hurt him with that left hook. That's why he went chasing after him. Now Maskaev has regained whatever might have been lost.
Step back, come on.
Good body shot by Maskaev.
In the last round, Maskaev began feinting with the right hand and dipping his shoulder and firing the left hook to the body. Landed that one a couple of times before Rahman stopped falling for the feint.
Good right hand down the middle by Maskaev.
Maskaev starting to show stamina. He's holding to a higher level of energy more consistently than Rahman.
Somebody's mouthpiece is laying on the canvas.
I think it's Maskaev. Yeah, it's Maskaev.
Time.
Maskaev in those moments remained the aggressor even with the mouthpiece out.
Come on. That's tired, take him. All right, time in.
Round 5 has been a big one so far for Oleg Maskaev, who has more than doubled Rahman in landed punches in this round and lands a big right hand there. Now Rock trying to come back with a late round comeback, lands his own right hand.
Rock is really throwing some big punches here. I think he senses again that he has Maskaev hurt.
Relax. Let me see. Relax. You're good. Deep breath. Come on, relax. I need you to breathe. I need you to get it up there for 3, Rock, and hold it. You're fine. Keep your elbows in. Keep your elbows in and your hands up. And relax. Don't load up. What do I want? Kind of punches. Speed punches. Straight. With your balance.
Pop, bang. You hear me?
Boy. Yeah,
Come on, babe. You just got to move those hands and mix the hard ones in and just shift your angle. He's
very
wide
tired.
open. He's tired. He's wide open for the 1-2.
Right hand by Maskaev lands flush. Doesn't seem to affect Rahman.
By CompuBox numbers, round 5 was huge for Maskaev. He landed 42 punches, 26 of them power shots, according to CompuBox numbers. But the late flurry might have caused some judges to consider giving the round to the Rock. 10-round fight. Hasim Rahman bearing down on Oleg Maskaev. Both fighters have had their moments. Blood flowing from the left ear now of Maskaev.
I think he just cut Rahman. Or either there's blood on Rahman's eye from Maskaev.
Stop punching. Get out. Come on, I got you. Nice and easy, fellas. There you go. Stop punching. Get out. Step out.
Rahman's doing some good body work here. And at a perfect time.
Yeah, useful to take away some of the steam Maskaev was developing in the last round. McGregor urging Rahman between rounds to go back to Maskaev's body. And Hasim showing you that he does listen.
There's blood coming from Maskaev's right ear.
Left ear.
Left ear. Yes, left
And
ear.
I'm not sure why there's so much blood coming out of the left ear.
Is that dangerous, Roy? I mean, we don't see that very often.
Oh, solid right hand from
Busted
Maskaev.
eardrum, but I don't think it's too dangerous.
If it's a busted eardrum, is he hearing ringing in his ears?
Sometimes, but that's all he was hearing already anyway.
No problem, huh?
Nope.
Punch out, punch out, punch out. All right, stop punching, stop punching. Good job. There you go. Step back. Come on, fellas.
Maskaev is mostly head hunting now.
He's relentless. Maskaev lands a right. Rock took it very well.
They traded rights, actually.
Now Rahman backing Maskaev up with a flurry of punches. Maskaev in trouble. Rahman trying to land one big right. Rahman going to the body. Well done.
While they were having that exchange, Maskaev nodded to him and said, "Yeah, let's go."
Go to the corner. Go to the corner, guys. Mouthpiece out. I don't feel.
We've seen too much of this tonight, Roy. I mean, it seems like a strategic or tactical move sometimes.
Yeah, but sometimes it wasn't.
Closing seconds of round 6. And if round 5 was a big one for Maskaev, round 6 has been huge for Hasim Rahman.
All right? Okay, listen to Bob.
Oleg. This guy is tired of. You gotta reach back. The pound. Where's the pound?
I'm working in here, don't you?
Give me the pound!
Relax on me, listen.
Come on.
Yeah, sure. See ya.
Chest. After you touch him with that jab, short, straight right hands and hooks. If he's in front of you and he stops, push him off and get right back on him with a jab.
Rahman doing a nice job inside, something he hasn't always done. Good rally, typifying what he's been trying to do by becoming more of an action fighter.
Harold Donovan, how do you have it through 6?
Jim, I still got it close. 58-56, 4 rounds to 2. Hasim Rahman. I thought Oleg Maskaev pulled out that 5th round. There's no question in my mind. But I tell you, Hasim Rahman landing too many big right hands, too many good left jabs. You know, it's strength against strength, Jim. But Oleg is just too straight up, and Rock can't miss him. He gets in better shots. And I think that's what's winning him the fight, the cleaner shots. I have the fight even.
I think maybe they're equally strong, but Rock is quicker, and that ultimately should win him the fight.
That's the one advantage that he has. That should win the fight. And I think there's been a momentum shift here. I think Rahman is starting to feel that he's in control of the fight right now.
And you heard Bobby Jackson trying to convince Maskaev between rounds that it's Rahman who's tired and that he, Maskaev, needs to launch another rally. And right now it is Rahman who is landing the solider, sharper punches.
He told him that Rahman is tired, but he didn't tell him that he's tired also.
Goes without saying.
And he didn't also tell him to go to Rahman's body to wear Rahman down like Rahman has done to him all night.
As Rahman has done to him. That's a very good point. Hasim Rahman fighting a complete fight, if a slightly more dangerous choice than you might have expected him to make.
I think telling Maskaev that Rahman is tired is actually unfair to Maskaev, because Rahman seems to be fresher than Maskaev is. So he has to be thinking, if Rahman's tired, what am I?
Rahman landing 2 left hooks and a right hand. Maskaev backing up into the ropes and seeming to wobble again. Now Maskaev loads up a big right hand, and misses just under Rahman's chin.
I tell you, Rahman takes a heck of a punch. In fact, it's almost safe for me to say that he takes a better punch than he throws.
Come on, let's go.
Oh, good hook. If Maskaev had a left hook anything like Jefferson had in the last fight, he could make this fight very interesting.
If there were more fighters with left hooks like that, the heavyweight division would be a lot more interesting.
Good job, folks. Good job.
Tua's got one. And in December, tune in for Unitas, the next edition of HBO's documentary series Sports of the 20th Century. Join us for a look at number 19, Johnny U, the man considered the prototypical modern NFL quarterback. You'll learn how the man with the buzz cut and the black high tops became a football icon and a hero to an entire generation. His genesis from sandlot football to the Steelers to stardom with the Colts, now the stuff of legend, Unitas. Coming to HBO December 8th.
Drag your balls in.
Fitting that we would promote the Unitas docu while we watch Hasim Rahman of Baltimore trying to beat Oleg Maskaev, originally from Kazakhstan, now from Staten Island.
Jab, jab, touching, change your angle. Come on. Now, he's not. Let's go.
Round 8 of a scheduled 10 between Oleg Maskaev and Hasim Rahman.
I tell you, Rahman is using his left jab to nullify Maskaev's straight right hand very good tonight. Every time he sees that straight right hand come, he just sticks the jab out, and the right hand never hardly lands flush.
Maskaev lands a left hook. Rahman has been landing at a high rate for the last couple of rounds, both the body and the head.
Oh.
Right hand by Maskaev, and now Rahman wobbles. Rahman almost lost his legs there for a second. Regained them. Maskaev lands again. Rahman with a hook. They trade and trade, and Rahman holds on. That's exactly what Oleg Maskaev wants, and Rahman's legs are still wobbling.
Well, half the round still to go.
Stop punching. Come on. Let's go.
Professional move by Rahman there, but he still doesn't have his legs.
Come on, get out. Come on, get out. Come on, let's go.
One of the questions in some fights about Rahman has been his stamina.
Right hand puts Rahman on the floor right next to me. Right next to me. Right next to me.
And he doesn't look like he's going to get up.
No, he isn't. He's not going to get up anytime soon. Let's just be sure we can make room for medical personnel. And Dr. Polito is right here.
He may have landed on his head.
He did, Larry. I tried my best to prevent it, but was unable to stop him from landing on his head. Let's get this out of the way. Dr. Dominic Coletto right here with Rahman.
There is a battle royal going on out here in the crowd.
The doctor is asking The Rock if he knows where he is, and he does. He's answering the questions correctly. He knows the round. He knows the opponent. But he went through the ropes, across the table, onto the floor. Harold, ruled? Is there a rule that needs to be cited here?
Jim, let me tell you, you got 20 seconds when you get knocked through the ropes like that. 20 seconds unassisted by your own people. He didn't get through in 20 seconds. I think Oleg Maskaev wins this fight by a knockout. That's all there is to it.
I have to assume that's going to be the call.
I'll tell you what, he was not going to get back there either because he was out from that one punch.
Yes, I believe so. That was a shot.
We don't know if any ruling has been made, but they're lifting Maskaev up.
Well, the overwhelming concern was about Rahman's safety and his condition after he came flying through the ropes, across the scorer's table, right past my monitor and onto the floor, inches away from me. I did the best I could with one hand to try to break his fall, but it was impossible, given the momentum of this big man. The CompuBox table has gone down behind us as well. Now Rock is up. Rock was courageously trying to survive the round without any legs. Yeah, and there's the shot.
Yes, that was over. That fight was done with right there. I hate to say it, but that fight was done with.
He had already survived about a minute of the round with no legs, Roy.
Yeah, that's right. And that's why you know that punch right there was it. And that's what I mean when I was telling Larry about taking chances. That really was a chance that he should not have taken.
And you see, that's your reporter leaning in from the top of the screen there, and that's Dr. Dominic Coletto. What an amazing statement on Coleto's alertness. He was there within seconds after Rahman hit the floor.
With a wild melee breaking out in the back of this convention hall auditorium, the police are there in force and seem to be making some order out of that chaotic moment and a half.
And we have no idea, of course, what prompted that combat, as our attention was diverted by the situation of Rahman.
You know, my attitude about the taking of chances, Roy, is this. If he'd have plotted his way to a victory, I don't know how much good that was going to do him as a fighter.
Yeah, I understand that, but you know yourself that a win for him at this time is better than a loss for him.
Wins are always better than losses.
Right, and that's what I was saying. This is the only chance he gave him to give to win the fight, was to take that choice, to go give him an opportunity to knock him out. Which is what I was saying about the Holyfield-Lewis fight. If Lewis can outbox Holyfield and still win, although we want to see fireworks, we'd rather see him fight the smart fight and be a winner.
The professional thing is to win the fight.
The smartest way.
And Hasim Rahman, who knows how much of this was giving in to the urge to be more exciting, to take more risks in the ring and be more entertaining, but he gave Maskaev a chance to win a fight that he might not otherwise have won.
The only chance that Maskaev had was if Rahman fought that fight.
I'm not quite sure of that. I think Maskaev was holding his own in this fight. Chances or no chance. If he didn't take some chances, Maskaev looked like he had perhaps more two-handed skills and might have won a decision.
Well, any question we had as to whether Oleg Maskaev has been given credit for a knockout is going to be cleared up momentarily. Hasim Rahman is being brought back into the ring. Harold, you still believe this is over with?
Jim, it's a clean and simple knockout. I mean, I think there's no question. Rahman got hit with a clean right hand. He went through the ropes. He's got 20 seconds to get back. If he doesn't, it's a knockout.
All right, well, Mark Barrow's standing by, and he's going to tell us.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time officially 40 seconds of the 8th round. The winner by a knockout, Oleg Maskaev.
So Maskaev gets the KO. I don't think that time is correct. I think there were 40 seconds remaining in the round.
Yeah, I think that's what the case was.
Weren't there 40 seconds remaining in the round, 2:20 of the round? Isn't that what we're looking at for the knockout here? I'm talking to the official timekeeper, because my clock told me there was 1:18 remaining in the round. pretty shortly before Maskaev landed that big shot. You'll recall there was a lot of action along the ropes there and there. It went far more than 40. So they're just guessing because the machine got hit when Rahman went down.
He took everything
That ended
out.
any chance of knowing the exact official time.
He wiped everything out when he came through the rope.
That's right. So a tough break for Hasim Rahman. He elected to trade punches with Oleg Maskaev and paid the price as Maskaev landed the biggest shot. We saw some contact in the ring tonight. We saw some heavyweight punches thrown by punching heavyweights. And Larry standing by now with the big winner of the evening, Oleg Maskaev. Larry.
Why? All right, thank you, fellas. Congratulations, Oleg. Were you surprised that this turned into a slugfest?
No, I'm not surprised because I believe to myself I'm gonna do it. I have to do it. I had to do it, and I did it.
Was that out of character for you to want to slug that way? Is that not normally how you like to fight?
No, it's not really normally, because you know I didn't fight 6 months. I had surgery operation for my right hand, and I didn't take a tune-up. I took a hard fight with Rahman. This was really hard for me. You saw me. I was a little bit slow, but you know I believe to myself. I said I'm not gonna give up, and I'm gonna do my best. I believe to my power, and thank you, Jesus.
Excuse me. I want to talk to the fighter. If he had just boxed you, do you think he could have beaten you just boxing, or did he feel that because of your skills he had to take chances? How did you see that?
He was a little bit smarter than me, and a little bit, you know, but he's tough. But I try to do my thing.
What does this victory, do you think, mean for your career?
It's mean that I believe to myself that I'm gonna do something more. I'm going up. Thanks. Thanks, guys.
Congratulations again, and thank you.
Next fight, I'm gonna do my hard work, and I will be better next fight.
Thank you. Thank you.
In the corner when we told him he was.
We were told, incidentally, that the referee did count 20 while Rahman was out of the ring, as he was supposed to do, and then declared that this was indeed a knockout. We saw two fights tonight between heavyweights trying to make names for themselves. Heavyweights willing to take the risks that I believe are necessary to show that you want to be a champion, not that you just want to win, to show that you can win fights and win fans. We hope that we see more of this in the remaining heavyweight fights this month. Jim?
All right, thank you very much, Larry. And apropos of what Larry just told you about the referee counting to 20, we're going to show you this knockout in real speed so you yourself can go through the exercise of counting to 20 at home. And you'll see that, of course, Rahman, by the time you reach a count of 20, was surely still on the floor and being dealt with by the doctor. I'm not sure how the ruling works here, given the fact that I don't believe Dr. Coletto was going to allow Rahman to even try to get up at that point as a precautionary measure. I think he was determined to keep Rahman down. Yeah. But Roy, let's come back to the point you were making earlier. Larry's a big fan of risk and drama. You believe this was an unnecessary loss for Hasim Rahman?
Oh, most definitely, without a doubt. I know he wants to be a little bit more exciting, but that's when you have to know that your career is more important than to go out and be exciting for one fight. He needs to get the opportunity to be exciting in a big fight. Then you take the risk. You don't take the risk before you get to that big fight, because things like this will make it to where you'll never get to that big fight. Larry is a guy who is a commentator. I'm a guy who doesn't, so I know what risk should be taken and what risk should not be taken. I would have never...
An event. And of course, I'm happy to have the privilege of introducing as my colleague tonight. He'll be calling for you the Paige Lillis bout, a gentleman who's been a personal friend for a long number of years, one of the most versatile sports commentators on the North American continent. His name, Don Chevrier, during the Montreal Olympics in the Maurice Richard Arena and finally in the Montreal Forum. He was in the booth next to me, detailing the boxing competition to the people of Canada. So, Don, it's a pleasure to have you aboard.
Thank you, Howard. A pleasure to work with you indeed. And tonight we're going to see, first of all, Quick Tillis, who fights out of Chicago, and Greg Page for the U.S. Boxing Association heavyweight title. Now, that's the reason the bout is 12 rounds. It doesn't mean a great deal more than that. As you know, Howard, what it does mean is last chance, perhaps, for heavyweight ranking and recognition for both these guys. They're both coming off losses, but Greg Page, coming in tonight at 238 3/4, may have trouble doing what he always said he wanted to do, that is emulate your good friend Muhammad Ali. They're both from Louisville. He said he wants to move and stick and keep moving. At 238 3/4, that won't be easy.
Hardly, Don, because that's 17.5 pounds more than he enjoyed when he fought Trevor Berbick and lost to him on June 11th of this year, the night that Holmes stopped Cooney in the 13th round. So as Don repairs to his position to call the Page-Tillis fight for you, we'll be taking a quick look and meeting the two fighters as they're introduced into the ring. Over to you, Don.
All right, Howard, scheduled for 12 rounds. Greg Page and James Quick Tillis.
For World Championship Boxing, brought to you by Don King Productions and Astrodome Championship Enterprises, under the auspices of the Texas Department of Labor and Standards, Lias B. Steen in attendance. The judges are David McCullough and Barry Yeats. Our referee is Mark Tessman. We are scheduled for 12 rounds for the USBA Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first the challenger, weighing 216 pounds with a record of 22-2, wearing white trunks from Chicago, Illinois, James Quick Tillis. And the current USBA champion with a record of 19-1. Wearing red trunks from Louisville, Kentucky, weighing 238 3/4 pounds, Greg Page.
Well, as Howard said, Page over 17 pounds heavier than he was for his last bout, and that was last June 11th on the undercard of the Holmes-Cooney main event in Las Vegas, when Greg broke the thumb in his right hand, lost the decision to Trevor Berbick, the Canadian heavyweight champion. And as for Quick Tillis, well, he was knocked out in the 8th round by Pinklin Thomas in Cleveland back on August the 14th. So they've had up and down careers. They are parallel in that respect. And as we stated at the outset, this indeed is a major opportunity, if not a last chance, for both Page and Tillis tonight. Larry Holmes has said so many times at 33, he will not be fighting that much longer. The winner figures to be around in the chase for Larry Holmes' title eventually. The scoring, the referee has a vote, as do two judges. 10-pound must scoring. Page still at 238, trying to move a little bit in the ring. Tillis was flat-footed for his loss to Thomas. And the suspicion is he'll get back up on his toes and bounce a bit more than he did that night. Had a great battle with Ernie Shavers, now retired as well. Tillis flicking the left hand out quickly. Tillis from Tulsa, Oklahoma, now fights out of Chicago. Page, of course, from Louisville, Kentucky, and Greg Page there with a couple of quick jabs following through with the right. The referee is Mark Tessman from Monroe, Texas. Scheduled for 12 rounds here in the Astrodome. The crowd still sparse, as Howard told you, but they are filling in rapidly. In advance of the main event coming up, Randall Tex Cobb and the heavyweight champion Larry Holmes. Bristling first round action now. Both men out to establish authority early. Both well aware of how important this bout is to their careers. Page, the former amateur champion, twice AAU champion, did not fight much internationally. Turned pro 2 years before the Olympic Games in Moscow. Page, for his weight that he's carrying, showing surprising quickness tonight, midway through round one. As we stated, Page's last fight a defeat to Trevor Burbick. And the last for Tillis, a knockout by Thomas in Cleveland. And Tillis in some early trouble now as Page takes it to him in the corner. Page waiting in, looking for the quick knockout. And has Tillis in some difficulty. He's backing him up. The good left hook, the right coming through, grazed him with another chopping right, looping lefts. All punches from Greg Page. A good stiff right hand comes through that time. Tillis feeling the effects of the blows from Page here in round number 1 in Houston. 30 seconds now remaining in the round. It has been a good round for Greg Page. Blood from the mouth now of Tillis showing up. The left scores again. A good right by Page. Rips the left hook around. Has the right block. 10 seconds to go on the round. Greg Page very much in command in round 1.
Listen, there are
Bakersfield, California.
It's a fact that over 1 million.
Great stick for 9.9.
From the top of the dome, we look down on round 2 of Page and Tillis, and Greg Page looking surprisingly fast on his feet and quick with the hands despite carrying over 238 pounds into this match. Scheduled for 12 rounds, but the way Page came out, it may not last that long. He took down Alfredo Evangelista in Detroit June 12th last year. Since then has won 3 of 4, a knockout over Scott Ledoux in the Bahamas. Back on December 11th, 81, an Ali's swan song. Knocked Ledoux down 4 times en route to that victory. Then the bad bout with Trevor Burbick, which he lost. Not fought since then, June 11th of this year. Tillis now flicking out quick punches lefts and rights. But there's no question Tillis was hurt in round 1. Capable, of course, of coming back with a good heavy punch and getting Page in difficulty. Referee Mark Tessman keeping them apart. Tillis is ranked 9th for Larry Holmes' title. Greg Page ranked number 4 in the world. Many questions remain to be answered about these two in this bout here in Houston tonight. But Page has been surprising. We're now midway in the second round. Perhaps not as quick as he came out of the first, but still looking effective for a man carrying nearly 240 pounds. The chopping right thrown by James Quick Tillis. Page is 24, Tillis 25 years old, approaching the prime of their fight careers. But this win tonight, oh, so important. Page disdainfully, the hands held low, the head fake action to Tillis. Sticks the good left out at him, missing with a right. Tillis more competitive certainly in this round. But is not able to sustain action against Page as Greg did with him back in the first. First round to Page, obviously. This one a lot more even. Now Page talking to Tillis as he stands over in the corner, urging him to give him his best shots. Less than 30 seconds in the second round remaining. Remember, the heavyweight championship, Holmes and Cobb with Howard Cosell coming out later. This one scheduled for 12 rounds, the highlight of the undercard here in Houston. Tillis scoring effectively, has got him on the ropes, now hammers him when he is down. The referee backs him away, cautioning Tillis. Page, wobbly, getting up, bouncing off the other side now, was stunned by that sudden flurry. James Quick Tillis comes after him again. There's the bell, fights after the bell, and again has to be waved away by the man in the middle with his work cut out for him tonight, referee Mark Tessman. So a sudden turn of events after a Page first round. It was Tillis coming on better in the second, and then particularly late in the round, just a couple of seconds remaining, he got Greg Page over against the ropes just above us, and he indeed did hurt him. Flurry of punches coming through. Delayed reaction, he fell, then was hit on the way down with the left. That might have done as much damage as anything, but there is the good straight right coming through. That's the one that made him wobbly, and down he went. So they'll work on Greg Page now to repair him if they can for round number 3. And he hammers him another time as he's down. So the referee is very lenient toward Mr. Tillis, who was over anxious to finish it off. Round 3 coming up, scheduled for 12, but it's given us no indication it is going to go that far tonight. 1 round each, and now Tillis on the attack, takes a punch coming in, almost floored him. Knocked him off balance for a moment, the right from Greg Page. Neither one wants this to go 12, aiming for the knockout to end it right here. Tillis now forcing Page to back up. Page was coming forward nicely in the first round, but that's all changed now. Fighters with up and down careers. Tillis taking punishment there as he was trying to pin Page on the ropes. Page was holding on and then got the hands free to fire out at Tillis, who was cautioned again by the referee. It's been a good match so far. Many thought we wouldn't see much action between these two, but it's given us a real show so far. Wading in with punch after punch. Tillis now, the good left comes through. Page backed into the ropes and springs off quickly. Tillis ranked 9th, Page 4th. I would think the extra weight that Greg is carrying would cost him more as he goes along. Tillis only 216, over 22 pounds lighter than Greg Page is. Halfway through round 3. Tillis hurt in the first round, Page in the second round. Page has bounced back to fight more evenly at this stage, past the midway point of the third. Moving better, but mostly backward. Starts to circle around a little more now. Page's hands still held low. Tillis failed to move in and inflict any more serious damage early in this third round. When he has Page blocking. Good counter-punching by Page. He'll slug it out with Tillis coming in, and has hurt him a few times doing that. Over 450 pounds of heavyweights in the ring here in Houston. Another left thrown out by Page with Tillis coming in. He takes quite a few that way. You see the time remaining, and this is the third round, scheduled for 12. Round 3 over, and Page acquitting himself extremely well in round 3 after being in serious trouble back in the second. All right, Tillis, as we said, has a habit of walking into punches. Page caught him on this exchange. Tillis, both arms extended, went down ever so briefly, spun around as he was stung with the right hand of Greg Page. Angelo Dundee.
You come on. Just do your thing. I ain't doing nothing different. Spit it out. Give me the goddamn spit bucket.
A little frustration there as all the equipment is not right at Angelo's disposal. Working with James Quick Tillis.
Side to side. You go under and over with your shot. Okay, now, take it easy.
Put them shots on
All right, Harry, easy. You gonna do it for me? Under, over.
Put the hands up.
Now in Page's corner.
Hey, Greg, take it to him. Take it to him. Come on. Put the hands up. Come on.
Round 4 is underway. Dundee urging Tillis to move better in the ring. He did not move well in the third round in particular. Page continues to move, and you wonder how much more effective he would be at about 216. instead of 238 3/4. In terms of the style he likes to deploy. From Louisville is Page, attended the same high school as the then Cassius Clay. Tillis, whose home and birthplace is Tulsa, fights out of Chicago. And you'd have to rate this just about even right now. Into round 4. Tillis smiling now at Page. Page backing up again, something he was doing earlier that cost him, but off the ropes he sends a tremendous combination of punches. Tillis shakes his head to say it didn't hurt me, but indeed he must have felt that combination. And again, the blood coming from the mouth. It erupts into a slugfest from time to time. Mouthpiece is out from James Tillis.
I got you, break.
As we're past the midway point of round 4. Page flicks the jab out. Waits for a chance to bring that low right up and score with it. With the low guard openly disdainful of Tillis's attack. But Page indeed was hurt by it earlier, as was Tillis. They both paid a price so far for this, perhaps the most important bout right now in their respective careers. Again, Tillis catching a right on the way in. Now the left from Page comes through. Less than 30 seconds remaining in the 4th round. Blood from the lip of Tillis now takes another good blow from Greg Page. 10 seconds to go on the round. Page coming on these waning seconds, gaining favor from the judges. Round 4 coming to an end.
I'm the walks with your eyes closed.
Midway in that last round, Tillis' mouthpiece went flying. The right got it partially out. The left from Page took it all the way out. And now in round 5, back to live action with you in the Astrodome in Houston, Texas. And this much better action, as we've said, than many anticipated here. Both men have been hurt. Tillis has had blood coming from the lower lip off and on throughout this bout. That must be bothering him. It's a good, solid, chopping right hand from Page. Page tends to do that, give you that short, hard right as he appears to be fading away from the action. It stings.
I got you. Step, no punch, no punch. Just step back. Anything, no punch.
Testing separating them. As the bout wears on, the recurring problem with stamina that Page has had throughout his career will become a question. Especially at 238 3/4. Tillis weighing 216. Page has 16 knockouts from his 19 victories. Tillis 17 of his 22 wins ended by a KO. And it looked in the first couple of rounds it was going to be an early knockout tonight, but here they are battling into round 5, scheduled for 12.
There we go. Now he's right.
A looping left thrown by Tillis. Page now will stand in the corner as we've seen before. Let Tillis come in and catch him on the way in if he can.
I got you. Let's step back.
This time, but Tillis holds on.
There we go. I got you. Don't punch. There we go.
Page has a 2-inch reach advantage, which is not of significance. 5 or 6 inches would be. If it does go the distance, 12 rounds, 10-point must-scoring systems in effect here in Texas. The referee and the 2 judges at ringside score. The 3 knockdown rule is waived. There's a mandatory 8 count. And you cannot be saved by the bell except in the 12th round. The momentum comes and goes in this fight. One fighter takes the advantage, and then the other man tends to take over. It was Page late in the last round. Now Tillis backing Page into the far corner.
There we go.
Looping left, missed. The right connected, though, from Tillis.
10 seconds. There we go.
These two heavyweights have on the bell to end round 5. And Tillis again wants to continue the action after the bell. Here's Larry Holmes in the dressing room here in Houston watching the action here. Oh, yeah, I'm on TV, right, Larry? And, of course, Howard will have that for you. Larry Holmes, defense of his title. He looks ready against Randall Tex Cobb. That'll be coming up later. Cobb, the 28-year-old with great one-liners, a man with a tremendous sense of humor, calls all the reporters darling. I don't know if he called Howard that, but it wouldn't be more than once. He is a character. That's coming up, of course, on ABC, but right now we're watching great action here in the Astrodome. Quick Tillis and Greg Page, also heavyweights, the USBA Heavyweight Championship on the line. Page, the champion, this his 4th defense of that crown. And we're approaching the halfway mark. Round 6, Tillis already on his feet. And a pretty even fight to this point. Mildly surprised that it has gone this far. The potential to end it earlier was there for both men. Neither could follow up. Page appeared to be hurt the more of the two in the early rounds. Both showing a little more caution here early in round 6. Tillis bouncing a little better, but still fairly flat-footed in the ring. And that is the style that cost him an 8th-round knockout to Thomas in Cleveland in his last bout. Page, as we told you, decision by Trevor Berbick, who then went out and fought a terrible fight and lost to Ronaldo Snipes, the man who knocked Larry Holmes down about a year ago. Holmes coming back, of course, to win it. So it's a scramble beneath Holmes for the right to finally replace him when Holmes decides to pack it in. Of course, Tex Cobb's hoping he'll pack it in tonight. Tillis has had blood from the lip. That is not showing up at this stage, round 6. Difficult to tell if they are tiring or whether just taking a more cautious approach into the 6th round. Page does not have a history of long fights. And now takes some abuse. Lefts and rights coming up from Quick Tillis, who pounds away to the body, tries to work it up to the head, over on the far side. And again, the referee, Mark Tessman, has to come in and break it up. Just past the 2-minute mark of the 6th round. Action so far in the 6th round, the lightest action of the entire fight so far. Quick Tillis flicking the right out. He's changed his lead on Greg Page in an attempt to confuse him. It's cuffed by the left hook of Page at the end of that exchange. Seconds winding down now. In round number 6, as more abuse for Tillis coming in. Page counter-punching very well when he gets pinned into corners. Almost trying to trap Tillis in there. There's the bell to end round 6, and again a push from Tillis just at the bell. Howard Cosell, your impression so far? Howard, we got some trouble with your microphone for a moment. We'll get back to you for your impression of it. It would appear to be a pretty even fight right now, with both men laying off in that 6th round, much more than they had earlier. But both still contesting it in the ring. So the early knockdown was not an indication of what to expect as things have turned out here, as Greg Page gets some advice over in his corner. Angelo Dundee, the man in charge there. For Tillis.
There you go, Aaron. Busy. Get me now? Okay. Go out there, southpaw. Let's go. You got it. The man is tired.
Dundee, you heard him say the man is tired. A comment about Greg Page as Tillis on his feet 10 seconds before the bell, ready to come out for round number 7. Tillis could not capitalize when he had Page in trouble in the 2nd round. Page came back well in the 3rd, and I thought gained a slight edge in the fight around the 3rd and 4th round. Tillis going into a shell for a while. Takes a long left, partially blocked by his gloves. Again, Page, hands still held low. His style hasn't changed one bit, although he certainly is moving much slower than he was earlier. So the comment by Dundee that Page may be tiring could be the correct assessment. Many thought that Greg Page was the logical successor to Muhammad Ali. You're seeing flashes of Ali's style here, but it's cumbersome. It's slow motion. The minuet against disco because of the heavy weight that he is carrying at 238 3/4. You saw right a moment ago bring a grimace of pain to the face of James Quick Tillis. Tillis driving the left to the body of Page. Chopping right by Tillis backs Page away. He was backing up, perhaps in a tactical sense, trying to draw him in. A low blow indicated from the referee Tessman, asking Page if he is all right. So Tillis has thrown them low and thrown them late here tonight. In a desperate attempt to regain stature in the heavyweight division. He's ranked number 9 coming in. Page is ranked 4th. And both men want this win oh so badly. Good right coming out from Greg Page. Tillis dropped his head for a moment, then sent the left through, jams the left hand in again, and missed with the uppercut. Again, a chopping right coming through as a counter punch, effective from Greg Page. They are tired, leaning on each other as Tessman breaks them up again. Getting late now, and this is the 7th round, scheduled for 12. Couple of rapidly tiring heavyweights, but a good right thrown by Greg Page. Follows through with a combination. A left comes through, the right uppercut, pushing Tillis off, an attempt to go after him again. A good flurry late in this round by Greg Page. Again, the right causes pain. Tillis battling to stay on his feet at this stage under an assault from Page late in round number 7. Don Chevrier with Howard Cosell with you for the 8th round of Page and Tillis in the Astrodome. And these guys in the main, except for one lax round, the 6th, have been giving us plenty of action. Scheduled for 12 rounds. Page with a big edge toward the end of that previous 7th round. Tillis so susceptible and vulnerable to the right hand of Page, took 2 of them just there. A 3rd right coming through, scoring by Page. Another one landing. Tillis was shaken earlier, as was Page. And that right is going to send him down. James Quick Tillis covering his eyes. I'm not sure he's going to make it. Here is Page jumping around the ring. Indeed, it is all over. The sudden shot from Page ends it. Here early in the 8th round in the Houston Astrodome. Tillis still wobbly. Angelo Dundee with him. At least he is on his feet and appears to be all right. The end came swiftly and suddenly with a heavy chopping blow by Greg Page. Howard, you had said before we tried to establish your microphone that that's exactly what James Tillis had to be cautioned about, and indeed it did burn him.
Tillis is very susceptible to punches and goes down quickly. Page fought with power tonight. He was Bush when he just stuck his tongue out at Tillis. Bad behavior. Page is not the fighter he had the look of becoming when he was a young amateur on his way to the Olympics, which he later forsook. But for him, a good victory.
And Howard, indeed, what many thought was to be a turkey one day late for Thanksgiving, this was a remarkably fine bout, considering the weight that Page was carrying around and considering the fact that Tillis has really been inconsistent lately.
It was an action fight. That much can be said for it. Tillis was actually ahead in rounds up until the 7th, which Greg won, and then in the 8th you could see that Tillis was ready to go.
Ahead by a narrow margin, but that sudden punch did him in here in 8th rounds at the 43-second mark. We'll return for more of this ABC Sports exclusive after this from our local stations.
Sunday. Want to take the money market bull by the horns? By the horns at Frontier Federal.
Channel 42, KBEW, Kennewick.
Seconds into round number 8. But a bristling fight it was. Good, solid action. What an important win for Greg Page in his career, coming back from the loss to Trevor Berbick back on June 11th in Las Vegas, Nevada. Let's go to Howard Cosell with Greg Page.
Greg, I haven't seen you follow through with your punches that well in a very long time.
Well, Howard, let me readdress that, Mr. Cosell. I've been, in my professional career, I have a lot of ups and downs, lost my father, controversy with promoters, and at first it was kind of hard for me to really have my mind together on what I really wanted to do. So now, since we have promotion-wise, management-wise, everything is running smooth, I feel that I can perform a little bit better, have more confidence in my management and my promoters, and like amateur, it's always great to see you, Howard.
Thank you, Greg. Under any circumstances, we had a duty, and we commented on your weight. Don Chevrier and his call of the fight. We were concerned about loss of stamina because of the amount of weight you were carrying. Right. Why are you so heavy?
Well, Mr. Cosell, let me say it like this. I come from a very big family. My father, before he died, he weighed about 245, 250. And, maybe that was about 5% fat. And my mother is, she's not fat, but she's a big woman. She comes from a big stock. And myself, I'm a big person. My brothers are big. My little brother, he's 14. He's 13. He weighs about maybe 160, 165. It's just not a case of fat or baby fat or, kiddish blubber. What all these reporters might call it. It's something called, like right now, I'm starting to mature. My body's starting to lean up. And I'm very glad that you and other reporters and commentators are concerned about my weight.
All right. I want to take a look in slow-mo of the knockdown. Now watch, that's what I mean by following through. The left missed, but Tillis dropped his fists and he was wide open for the right. Too frequently you had gotten into the habit of moving backwards as you delivered punches.
Yes.
You at least got out of that habit tonight.
Well, I haven't got out of that habit. It's like this. When I was coming up, I was boxing the Russians, opponents, as you know, and I was very effective with these moves. So what I was trying to do, I would try to perfect it in such a manner so that it wasn't really, you couldn't really counter punch it, but you can see it coming, but you wouldn't know what direction to come to leave.
Greg, I hope you can get back to the young man I saw the night you defeated the Soviet fighter Vysotsky, who had beaten Stevenson. Then you had the look of another Ali. Congratulations. Good luck.
Sir, as usual, I'm very glad and very proud to have ABC behind me in whatever I do, and I know that you're behind me as much as I'm behind you. So, I'm glad to have you here. him in the fight and whatever, so forth and so on.
All right. I want to make it clear to you, my friend. Thank you very much. And we just report the fights. We don't root for anybody. Back to Don Chevrier.
Time before they go to the next bout.
All right, Howard, and the big one is still to come. The heavyweight championship fight, Holmes and Cobb. Stay with us. We'll have it for you live from Houston.
Between undefeated champion Aaron Pryor against Gaetan Hart in his first title opportunity. And from Atlantic...
The CBS Sports Spectacular. Today's show is sponsored by Budweiser. For all you do, this Bud's for you. TDK, makers of fine audio and video cassettes. And by American Motors, who invite you to see Concorde, Spirit, four-wheel drive Eagle, and the new exciting Renault.
An exciting, tireless fighter. You're looking at the champion, Aaron Pryor, and look at that record. 24 knockouts, 18 in a row. But many of the big names in boxing have avoided him. He wants to fight for the lightweight championship. He could not. He wants to fight for the welterweight crown. He can be denied, but he is the junior welterweight champion. As we welcome you to Cincinnati, everyone, I'm Dick Stockton, and welcome to the CBS Sports Spectacular. Today, Aaron Pryor, that exciting, aggressive fighter, makes his first defense of his title against Gaetan Hart, who is the Canadian lightweight champion, fighting out of his class. You see him right there. Gaetan Hart is a hard puncher, but his career has been marred by two ring tragedies that continue to haunt him. This was the first one last May when Hart knocked out Ralph Racine in the 12th round in Montreal. Racine lost consciousness, lapsed into a coma, eventually came out of it, but Racine is partially paralyzed with numbness in one leg. Cleveland Denny, however, didn't come out of it. June 20th in Montreal, the undercard of the Leonard Duran fight. Hart knocked out Denny in the 10th round, and 17 days later, Cleveland Denny died. Well, Gaetan Hart has had one fight since then, late September against Pedro Acosta. It was a 10-round victory by a decision, tougher than it should have been. And actually, Hart says that perhaps the Denny fight might have had an effect. So the question for Gaetan Hart, does that problem still affect him as he goes into today's fight?
How do you feel right now mentally going into this important fight in light of those things that have occurred?
But now I'm very ready for this fight. I forget that thing what happened with Racine in Cleveland, Denny, and I want to go all the way through, and I want to get that world title.
Is it possible that Aaron Pryor would want to use some psychological warfare, perhaps psych you out and make you remember that kind of a thing?
Could be. I don't mind. I'm ready for that, and I got experience. And I know Kubi's going to try to do some trick like that, but I'm prepared for that, and I don't want to hear nothing about that no more. And concentration is very good, and I'm ready for Pryor.
Gaetan Hart, who hopes all of those problems are behind him now. He's from Buckingham, Quebec, 100 miles from Montreal, but those controversies stay with him, and they emerged again this week. And to tell you more about it, here's Tim Ryan and Gil Clancy.
Well, thank you, Dick. It reemerged last weekend in this Canadian national magazine, an article entitled Fists That Killed, and the suggestion of the writer was that Hart's hands were too heavily bandaged, too heavily taped in the fights against Racine and Denny, and that could have led to the tragedies. Now, Gil Clancy, you've wrapped thousands of pairs of hands over the years. What's your opinion on that?
Absolutely no way it can happen, Tim. The bandaging tape is applied to the back of the hands to protect the wrist bones and the metacarpals. It's not on the hitting surface at all.
Well, earlier today, we were in Gaetan Hart's dressing room when his hands were being taped by his trainer, Ralph Citro. And Gil and I were there. Can you describe what goes on?
Well, yes, they first put a layer of soft bandage. They cover it with adhesive. They have an inspector there and a trainer from the other fellow's camp. And after he's finished bandaging, they check, make sure it's not on a hitting surface, and they sign it. And those bandages stay like that until the gloves are put on. There's no way you can help a fighter by trying to put extra bandage or tape on him.
Well, it is a continuing story here. Wire services and American newspapers following up on the story from Canada last week. There were writers in there watching the taping today. And so now Dick Stockton will be returning with a look at the champion Aaron Pryor when we return to Cincinnati in a moment.
Kicks off a big doubleheader afternoon. The Bears meet the Falcons. The new Giants take their heart to San Francisco. The Pack battles the Vikings. The Lions go south to Tampa Bay, and the Cowboys circle the wagons when Washington comes to town. Check local listings for your game on CBS Sports.
We're back in Cincinnati. We've told you the Gaetan Hart story, but now let's turn our attention to Aaron Pryor. Aaron Pryor, who has decided to exploit the Hart tragedies to gain a psychological edge that he may not need in this fight today. He has put Cincinnati back on the boxing map the same way that Thomas Herms and Hilmer Kenty have done the same in Detroit, Michigan. In fact, Pryor defeated both Hearns and Kenty as an amateur, but his biggest disappointment of his career happened in this very building when he lost to Howard Davis in the 1976 Olympic trials. He was upset with himself and also the city of Cincinnati. He felt that the city ignored him after that, but he has gone on a rampage. He hasn't lost since. He has knocked out just about everyone he's faced, and the love affair with Cincinnati has flourished once more. But you heard him say at the top of the program that he would like a shot at the winner of Duran and Leonard, which takes place on Tuesday. And so the question is he taking the fight with Gaetan Hart too lightly today?
No, I'm not looking past Gaetan. I'm looking right at him. I feel that Gaetan is a boxer, and I'm a counterpuncher. That means I can do both. And Gaetan's going to have to come take what I've took, and I don't think he has enough tools to take it.
We are going to see a different Aaron Pryor in the ring as far as your style is concerned than what we've seen in the past. Would you say that?
Right. You've seen a frustrated Aaron Pryor. Today you're going to see a fantastic Aaron Pryor for his ability to box and to counterpunch. And Gaetan, I don't think he'll ever had the pressure that I'm going to put on him.
So in other words, we won't be seeing the relentless, aggressive Aaron Pryor. You're going to be more of the counterpuncher. Why is it important for you to establish that style?
Because I want to show the world that I have ability to box, to move, than to just come in and bang.
All right, we'll see what Aaron Pryor has in mind strategically against Gaetan Hart. At stake, the junior welterweight championship WBA version between Hart and Pryor. There is the championship belt, and we'll find out what happens when we return with Tim Ryan and Gil Clancy in just a moment.
There is the tail of the tape. The more experienced Gaetan Hart against the champion Aaron Pryor, a 2-year age difference. They are about the same size. Hart holding a little bit of a height and reach advantage. They weighed in today, Hart at 138.25 pounds. Gaetan Hart and the champion Aaron Pryor at 138.5. And we are ready to go with round number 1. The referee is Roberto Ramirez from Caguas, Puerto Rico. The judges are Guy Jutra from Montreal and Alan Daniele from San Juan, Puerto Rico. The challenger in red, the champion in white, Aaron Pryor, making his usual quick start here in this opening round.
Jim Hart is the kind of a fighter, he takes a lot of punishment, but he's one of those last tag guys. You could hit him with 3 or 4 good punches, and he's always trying to punch back. He puts pressure on you, and if he's around long enough, he can get you tired, but can he stay long enough with this whirlwind in there?
Hart with a rather deceiving record, 45 wins, 18 losses, and 3 draws, according to Ring Magazine. But since 1977, his mark is 25-3-1. So he had only 8 amateur fights and really learned to box as a professional. Good right hand from Pryor. The experienced Hart tying him up. So he is a much improved boxer in the last 2 or 3 years as a new trainer. And Ralph Citro from Blackwood, New Jersey, has been with him the last 5 fights. He's managed by Andre Nadeau from his hometown of Buckingham, Quebec. Aaron Pryor trained by Panama Lewis and Frankie Sims. His manager is Buddy LaRosa of Cincinnati. Aaron Pryor in the same ring, winning the WBA junior welterweight title from the great veteran Antonio Cervantes with a knockout win. This is first title defense.
Pryor's doing a little showboating in there, Tim, side to side. He's doing something. It's not the Ali shuffle. I guess it's the Pryor shuffle, but I think you should stick to business. He's usually coming right at you. Here he's moving all around the ring, using the ring.
He said he wanted to show that he was a complete fighter. How long he'll stay with this effort to show his ability, we'll see as the fight goes along. We're in the first round. Tim Ryan, Joe Clancy, and Dick Stockton live from the Riverfront Coliseum in Cincinnati. 10-point must system in effect. WBA supervisor in attendance is Rafael Mendoza. And Pryor being pretty cute here in this first round. Less than 30 seconds to go in round one.
Well, this certainly is a new Aaron Pryor.
We're approaching the end of the first round of the scheduled 15-round WBA Junior Welterweight Championship fight.
Next Saturday, take to the air as pilots from around the world soar through loop-the-loops and power stalls. And the battle of the NFL cheerleaders continues with a wet and wild kayak race from Atlantic City. All next Saturday on the CBS Sports Spectacular.
Looks like a great show next week on the Sports Spectacular with some of the top pilots from around the world and the continuing battle of the NFL cheerleaders. This is round two. Gaetan Hart, the challenger, in the red trunks. The champion, Aaron Pryor, lands a left hook.
To notice about Hart, anytime he gets hit, he's always moving his hand back. They may not be hard punches, but they can be annoying. He tries to fight back.
Good left hand, a straight left hand. And it might be ruled a slip. No, they are ruling it a knockdown. Hart was up immediately, but they are giving him the count. He wasn't really hurt by it, but he was stunned.
And
Pryor on the attack.
Pryor was talking to him while the referee was counting.
Pryor, as usual, throwing punches from all angles. Right hand lead score. This is the second round. Pryor missing with a wild left. Hart getting himself organized.
That wild left would have put Hart in the balcony if it would have landed.
We're into our laps. Don't forget, coming up after the fight, the battle of the NFL cheerleaders. Washington leading in the NFC, Buffalo leading in the AFC. The right hand just a little bit short from Pryor. Hart saw it coming. The right hand sends him to the canvas. Overhand right lead. Again, Hart up fairly quickly, but that was a good shot.
Tim, with the WBA regulations, one more knockdown and this fight is over.
That's right.
I don't agree with that regulation. If you have a good referee, it should be his judgment.
Roberto Ramirez is the referee today. And Hart now appears to be in trouble with Pryor on the attack. We're in just the second round, and the crowd coming to its feet here. Under a minute to go in round two. Good left hook from Pryor. Hart holding on, and Pryor saying to the ref, come on, let's break us. Right uppercut from Hart landed.
There's that change of direction of Pryor's.
And he landed the combination off it.
I just wouldn't want to see this fight to end with a freak knockdown, Tim.
Less than 30 seconds to go, round two. Gaetan Hart taking a lot of punishment in this round. The champion, Aaron Pryor. Final seconds of the second round. Pryor scored with the uppercut. Gaetan Hart in his corner, getting some work from his trainer, Ralph Citro, his manager, Andre Nadeau, and we'll see those two knockdowns again.
Well, here Pryor lands a beautiful left hook, and the left hook was the punch that really put him down, Tim. The right hand glanced off the side of his head after that.
Now here's the second knockdown.
Here we're going to see a sneak right hand from Pryor, if my recollection is good. And there it is. Down he goes again.
All right, we're back live with round three. Remember, as Gil pointed out, the three knockdown rule in effect in a WBA championship fight. So Hart escaping that fate in round 2. Gaetan Hart, the challenger from Buckingham, Quebec, in here against the whirlwind, and Aaron Pryor landed the left hook. Good counter-punching by Hart out of that flurry, but now Pryor on the attack again, drives him to the rope.
Throws him from every angle, Tim. You just don't know where they're coming from.
Good left hook landed from Pryor. Hart still seems alert. He noticed that the lens had come off a camera at ringside. Takes a right-hand shot.
He's never been in the ring with anybody like Pryor. He makes these unusual moves, hits you from all angles. You just can't figure the guy out.
And they may look unrehearsed, but he works on them all in the gym. Pryor turned around and paid for it. Now he smiles at Hart. Third round action. Scheduled for 15. Gaetan Hart ranked number 9 by the WBA and number 8 in their WBC lightweight ranks. The Canadian champion.
Pryor's punches are so much quicker. He beats Hart to the punch. His hand speed is quicker, and I think he has a lot more power. So for Hart to win it all, Tim, he's just going to have to hang in there and hope that Pryor gets tired. Otherwise, he has no chance.
Hart tying up Pryor now, and remember, we'll have more championship boxing action on the Sports Spectacular Saturday, December 6th. It'll be a 10-round lightweight bout. Howard Davis and Johnny Lira, not a title fight, but live from Lake Tahoe. Howard Davis and Johnny Lira. That's Saturday, December 6th, 4:30 Eastern Time. Under a minute to go here in round 3. Circling again, but sneaking out that right-hand lead and landing it.
Well, what he does, he moves to his left. He gets Hart going to his left. Quickly steps over to the right and throws the right-hand lead. Hart is 1/2 feet behind the parade.
Watching Hart in training this week, he looked to be in extremely fit condition. He does get hit a lot in his workouts. He feels the longer the fight goes, the better chance he has.
My sentiments exactly, Tim.
10 seconds to go here in round 3. Good body shot from Aaron Pryor. Right hand fell a little short from Gaetan Hart. And that's the bell ending round 3. This is round 4, scheduled for 15. The champion Aaron Pryor in white, the challenger Gaetan Hart from Buckingham, Quebec. In the red trunk. Pryor getting a warning from the referee, Roberto Ramirez. I'm not sure for what.
I'm not sure for what either. He was moving his hands in a circular motion. There's no reason why you can't do that.
Pryor scored inside the combination, and Hart counter-punching didn't land much. I'd like to alert our stations, we'll be going to a station break at the end of this 4th round.
Tim, Hart gets the most out of his limited ability. I mean, he's got plenty of heart. Hart has heart, and he tries. Hey, he just nailed it. Aaron with a good left hook, but he doesn't have the power.
Left hook by Pryor, backed up Hart. Pryor on the attack, and there comes Hart right back again.
Exactly as I told you, Tim. He tries to play last tag. You can hit him with anything. As long as he can, he's going to throw punches. He'll throw them falling. Plenty of guts.
Okay, make that clean break.
27-year-old Gaetan Hart had turned professional at the age of 18 after just 8 amateur fights. Don't forget, after the fight, battle of the NFL cheerleaders. Washington leading in the NFC and Buffalo leading in the AFC.
Okay, clean break.
Round 4. Riverfront Coliseum. You're seeing championship boxing action live on the CBS Sports Spectacular. Pryor fought a tune-up on November 1st, knocked out Danny Myers in Dayton in the 3rd round. Not much of a workout for him. Hart's last fight, September, his decision over Pedro Acosta, a fight that, as Dick Stockton said, he didn't feel real good about. He still felt the pressure of the Denny and Racine accidents on his mind. It was not a good performance by him, but he won it.
typical Gaetan Hart effort. Gets nailed with everything, but continues to put pressure on him.
Under a minute to go, round 4.
Okay, clean break.
If it does go beyond 5 or 6 rounds, will Aaron Pryor get discouraged? That's the interesting facet of this fight, especially after having him down in round 2.
Tim, I don't think Aaron could get discouraged. You know the kind of character he is, but he could possibly get tired.
Right hand lead from Pryor. Big one. CBS Sports Spectacular will continue from Riverfront Coliseum in Cincinnati after this word from your local station. Round number 5. Gaetan Hart, the challenger in red. Pryor came out with a scoring.
Tim, a different Pryor came out this round. You could see as soon as the bell rang, he walked across and threw a bomb. He must want to get this guy out of it. He must have a bet that he's going to knock him out in 5.
Hart looked like he was headed to the canvas, somehow stayed up off that right-hand shot. He is some tough customer.
He certainly is, Tim. We knew that going in. But Pryor is just a little too smart. He takes that step over to the right and drops that right-hand lead on him time after time.
Bill Clancy with Tim Ryan and Dick Stockton live from Cincinnati, Ohio. The champion Aaron Pryor in white, 25 years of age. They received his Ohio State Championship belt. That was as big a thrill for him as getting the world title belt. He really wanted to be recognized here in his own state. Former national AAU lightweight champion back in '73, 2-time Golden Glove champion. Don't forget Saturday, December 6th at 4:50 Eastern Time, 10-round lightweight bout, Howard Davis and Johnny Lira live from Lake Tahoe.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, a little hot dog work here from Pryor, winding up that right hand. Never did land it.
Hold on. Okay.
Pryor has absolutely no respect for Hart. He's trying all sorts of things. He's enjoying himself in there. But Tim, in my opinion, should always have respect for another professional fighter. Anybody can get nailed. He's doing some unusual things in there and sometimes leaving himself wide open.
Took the left hand there. Didn't have a whole lot on it, but it was a good clean shot from Gaetan Hart.
Tim, the idea of this business is for you to hit the other guy and not to let him hit you. I don't like to see a fighter get hit when he doesn't have to. And I don't think Pryor has to get hit.
Gaetan Hart spoke to Ralph Racine on the telephone on Wednesday. They had a press conference here in Cincinnati. And Racine absolved him of all blame in that accident. Hart said, I want to bring the championship home for you, Ralph. Bring it home to Canada. Good flurry by Pryor. Didn't move Hart. Final seconds of the 5th round. Round number 6 of the WBA Junior Welterweight Championship fight. The limit 140 pounds. Gaetan Hart, the challenger in red. The champion Aaron Pryor in white. And he told Dick Stockton prior to this fight that he was going to knock out Hart within 6 rounds. And there's a right hand. And you said this shot. And that was a tremendous right hand, sending Hart to the canvas. Wobbly leg now.
How about you?
Right hand lead by Pryor as he danced across the ring. He's got Hart in trouble.
Tim, we've noticed in other fights, Pryor is a great finisher. When he gets you in trouble, he really becomes a whirlwind.
Battering Hart into the neutral corner.
And Hart is pouring blood.
And that's it. That's it. It's all over. The champion, Aaron Pryor, lived up to his prediction, stopping the challenger, Gaetan Hart, in the 6th round. A technical knockout after flattening him with a great right hand. The referee, Roberto Ramirez, stopping the fight as he was being battered in the neutral corner. So Aaron Pryor successfully defends his junior welterweight championship with another spectacular performance. He is some kind of fighter. He wants the winner of Leonard Duran. I wonder if they want him. Might be interesting to see if that could ever come out. And there is the little Pryor. Yeah, that youngster never quite sure what's going on, but obviously he knows everybody's happy. Aaron Pryor Jr. in the ring celebrating with his pop. Now we're going to see that knockdown blow again.
All right, here they are. They're just moving around. Hart just threw a very, very wide right hand. It looks like Aaron's setting him up, and bang, catches him coming in.
Good straight right hand from Pryor. And he really rocked him. We're going to see it from another angle.
Now this is the finishing flurry.
Yeah, this is the finishing flurry. We're back in the corner where the referee's about to step in and stop it. Hart is helpless here, just defending himself. And he's unable to throw a punch, and good work by the referee, Ramirez. There was no point in Hart continuing, and the referee quickly in to separate the fighters, and the champion, Aaron Pryor, has rolled up a successful defense here against the challenger, Gaetan Hart. We'll return to Riverfront Coliseum in just a moment.
Aaron Pryor told us that he was going to win this fight between rounds 1 and 6. Aaron, you predicted it within 6, and I'm sure that was in your mind, no?
Yeah, but I was in shape to go 15 if that's what it took. I put a lot of pressure, but I had more pressure to put on at the end. I'm sorry I didn't have time to put it on for the fans, but I'm working.
You threw everything at him but the kitchen sink. You had fancy footwork. You came at him from all angles. Were you surprised you didn't finish him out early?
Well, you know, like I knew that he could take a good punch because I've seen him in previous fights, and I didn't want to get tired because I am human, but I fight like an animal. But I knew that if I hit him in those later rounds, if he kept taking those shots that he was taking, that I would catch him. And the last round, I just snooked that overhand right, took my time. My trainer told me to take my time. Panama Louis Frankenstein, my manager, Buddy Ross, they all did a beautiful job, and they came.
Here's the first knockdown. You can look at the monitor right there and describe it to us.
Well, you know, like I was hitting with those body shots, those shots to the body, you know, because I knew that was an overhand right that I threw. He walked right into it. That's when I settled down. Now, you saw me fighting a lot of movement those early rounds. And that last round, y'all never seen me came back so easy and threw that. It was the easiest punch in the whole fight.
You know what? You had said before this fight that you wanted to, do this for Ralph Racine. You got
a phone call coming.
You've talked about the fact that a lot of the fighters have not been wanting to go against you, for the lightweight title. You want the winner of Leonard Duran. You're like the angry young man of boxing. You're undefeated, and you are that way in the ring, and you showed it through all those angles. But you're not that angry guy, are you?
Well, I'm not an angry person, but I'm an angry fighter because I think I should have been champ a year ago. They've been pushing me back. Now I fought my way to the top, and I want to continue fighting my way. That's why I'm challenging the winner between Sugar Ray Leonard and Roberto Duran, because I deserve a chance to beat somebody. I am a champion, but I want to be a world champion of all weight divisions
Let me
that
ask
I can
you
hold.
All right, one other thing. If you cannot fight the winner of Leonard and Duran, who would you want to fight?
I'd like to fight Mammy. Mammy, because then I will unite the title. Then I will show everybody that I'm an undisputed champion, and that will make up for the winner between Roberto Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard if I didn't get the shot. If Mammy gave me the shot, I'd be just as satisfied, but he won't give me the shot. But I think of the people enforce it because fighting is a business, and I'm in here to do my business.
Would you ever decide to go down into the lightweight again and get a shot against Hilmer Kenty? Here's a guy that you've wanted to fight for a long time.
Well, Kenty is having his problems on his own. He's a good fighter, and I think he likes to unite the title. I'd rather wait till they unite the lightweight title together, so if I decide to go down and take that, I take it as one title, because that's what I'm trying to do, unite and fight the title or beat somebody special and win too.
Let's take a look at the knockdown, the one that ended it. It came at 2:09, and this was your 19th consecutive. Tell us about it.
Well, Gaetan was a good hard puncher. He threw a lot of punches. I think he one of the hardest punches out there. I never thought I would knock him out like that. I thought I had to put a series of punches to knock him out, like the referee stopped it in the last round. But that overhand right punch is what really put him out of his head.
All right.
I want Roberto Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard to wish him all the best wishes for the fight.
All right, you made your first defense a successful one. That's very important the first time out after winning the title.
Definitely. My shields are over with now. Now I can be Aaron Pryor. I told you I wasn't going to be a frustrated fight and come out and fight like I didn't have 15. I put it together. You all saw it. Now you know I'm Aaron Pryor. Thank you very much.
All right, that was Aaron Pryor here at Cincinnati, Ohio, and it is Aaron Pryor who said what he was going to
Hello again, everyone. Howard Cosell reporting live from ringside at the Matador Arena in the Hacienda Hotel, Las Vegas, Nevada, about to bring you the battle for the WBA World Junior Welterweight Championship. The champion with a sensational record behind him, Aaron Pryor, and the challenger, a skilled boxing veteran, #1 rated by the WBA in his weight classification from Georgetown, Guyana, Lennox Blackmore. And I think this can be a very good scrap. You're looking right now at Lennox Blackmore. He's had 26 outings, won 24 times. He's been waiting 10 months for this fight, for this opportunity to go against a very tough, rugged opponent. 5 years his junior, Mr. Perpetual Motion, Aaron Pryor. A kid who was simply sensational as an amateur. I did a number of his fights in that regard. He beat Tommy Hearns for the National AAU title back in '76, and that took some doing even then. Many thought he beat Howard Davis in the Olympic box-off at Vermont. There's the tail of the tape. The age edge goes to Pryor. The height edge goes to the challenger. No real weight differential. Mild reach edge going to Blackmore. And the two fighters now in the middle of the ring. The referee will be Mills Lane. He's the man who refereed the Holmes-Burbick fight of recent vintage, or relatively so. And the fight will be scored by 3 judges. No referee's voice in the scoring. There is Mills Lane. And next to him is Davy Jacobs. Remember him? He was the man who virtually brought up Sugar Ray Leonard as his trainer. Mills Lane, again, the referee. The fight will be scored by 3 judges who are, respectively, Wayne Ford of the United States, Guy Jutri of Canada, and Cesar Ramos of Puerto Rico. 10-point must system of scoring. Mandatory 8 count, no saving by the bell, except, of course, for the 15th round. It's an 18.5-foot ring. Decently sized ring, but forget about boxing maneuvering by Pryor. He just comes at you, comes at you, comes at you. Won his last 19 fights by way of knockout. He's jawing at Blackmore right now. Let me say this. It will probably be Pryor's tactic to try and get right at Blackmore immediately, try to score a quick knockout. Should he not succeed, I think you're going to find Blackmore a surprising fighter. He seems unfazed by Pryor, by all of Pryor's talk, by all of Pryor's past aggressiveness, and he looked to me like a very good boxer, a guy who knows where he's at. And if he can survive through the middle rounds, he might conceivably actually have a change of championship. But that remains to be seen. Maybe that Pryor will get the opponent quickly. Under any circumstances, this could be a highly interesting scrap. We're almost ready for the bell for round 1. And a lot of familiar figures around here, including Larry Holmes at ringside, the one, the real, authentic heavyweight champion of the world in my book. The bell, action, round 1. Pryor quickly going at it. He never stops throwing punches, and he has the power that's reflected in his sensational knockout record. Let's see what Blackmore can do about it. Oh, quickly! In the very first round, Pryor doing exactly what he wanted to do, score a knockout quickly. Maybe that Blackmore will never even get a chance to evidence the boxing skills I suggested he had. Another good left scored by Pryor. Blackmore can't get away from him, swarming all over Lennox Blackmore. He doesn't stop, does he? And they land more often than not. Blackmore is wobbly right now. Pryor is looking for a first-round kill. He is rubbery-legged at this moment, Lennox Blackmore. And Pryor looking to put him away. push him off. Not able to find room. Now Blackmore is trying to get in some boxing basics. Ward off the opponent. I'll tell you this, judging by Patrick Ford, whom you boxing fans have seen, these guys from Guyana, he's ready to go again. That left really caught him. And Blackmore was ready to go. Corner was making this a their game for the second time. Blackmore is down. 2 knockdowns in the first round. 1 more knockdown, and the 3 knockdown rule is in effect. Mills Lane checking the fighter's eyes, checking his responses, decides he's all right. But 1 more knockdown, and this fight is over. Pryor will give him no time at all. It's a sensational fight by Pryor. Sensational. Lane separates them. Blackmore's eyes look slightly glazed to me, as well they should. He's taken a fearsome beating in the first round, and Pryor doesn't let up. Just punching, but big cut over the right eye of Lennox Blackmore, over the eye. The blood going into the eye. The cut registered by a left. Couldn't count the punches that Pryor has thrown in this first round. We're staying at ringside after that round. First knockdown. There it was. And somehow or other Blackmore survived. This will be the second knockdown. That left, that's what started him. Only the ropes kept him up at that point. Then in with a right, then another left. He just throws leather incessantly. This is the way the kid fought as an amateur. Grew up in Cincinnati, Aaron Pryor did. Really a Cincinnati kid, but since taking on Davy Jacobs as his trainer, he lives in Sugar Ray Leonard country, Palmer Park. The fact that Blackmore is still in the fight, he's on his feet. They've repaired the cut over the right eye, at least for now. No sign of blood, and the bell for round 2. Active first round for Mills Lane, a super active first round for Pryor, who comes out throwing the same leather. Blackmore doesn't seem to find a way to get away from him. Blackmore doesn't look too steady. You can see that for yourselves. There, a left and a right in combination, and Blackmore is ready to go down again. There it is, a left. And maybe this time it's over. The timekeeper standing up. Blackmore right above us. And he doesn't know where he's at. Lane checking him again. He got up in time, and the fight goes on. Now we have 3 knockdowns. That's it. He's got to stop it. Mills Lane did the right thing. Quickly in the second round. A stopping of the fight by Mills Lane. They'll call it a technical knockout. But I'll tell you, a savage performance by Aaron Pryor. This kid is a coming fighter. He talks